Hi, everybody. Welcome to Science and Sorcery. It's time! I'm JC Darcy. I use they, she pronouns. I am here to be your navigator this evening for what we believe is the very first AP of the brand new, refreshed, updated, and exciting Cryptid Creek rules. Cryptid Creeks is a game by Hatchling Games. They're an incredible publisher based here in the UK. They do family-friendly games that you can share with everybody you know and love. They are so much fun. They are so flavorful. And we are so grateful to have been given all the resources by Rich and Kessa over there to get this game on the go. A little bit more about that in a minute. As I said, I'm Jessie Darcy, it's they, she pronouns. I'm a white, femme-presenting non-binary person. I've got my hair down today, it's long and brown. I've got my round glasses on and a bit of a red lip for confidence. And I'm going to let everybody else tell you who they are as well. Take it away, please, Ren.
Hi, I'm Ren, pronouns they, them. I am a black non-binary performer, currently wearing a red and white varsity jacket. I'm in a slightly wavy cropped bob wig, and yes, I'm going to be playing the athlete this evening, whose name is Tess, and their pronouns are she, they. And to Gask.
Hello, my name is Gaskinator. I use she, her pronouns. I am a white person with short, kind of ginger hair. We'll see how it comes out in this lighting. And I am playing Lucy, also known as Luce Fender, our resident musician. So we'll see how much she wants to get done today. And over to Rachel, right?
Yeah, hello, I'm Rachel, Science and Sorcery regular. My pronouns are she, they, and I am a black, non-binary person with long, kind of brown dreadlocks and my hair up in an adorable scrunchie as I attempt to encapsulate some of the vibe of the character I'll be playing today, whose name is Jessica Jacobs, a 13-year-old she, they bookworm. Can't relate, but good for her. I think that's everything I need to say, so pass to Lou.
Hi, I'm Lou. My pronouns are they, she. I am a white femme-presenting non-binary person with purposefully silver hair. I was in a scrunchie and then I swept it for a friggin' sequin bow. And I'm wearing Dame Edna Everidge's glasses. Today I am playing the misfit of the group, who is called Kamiba Tet, and their pronouns are they, them.
Fantastic. And yes, as the traitorous Fiona has pointed out in the chat, it's my birthday today. I'm playing birthday games for
Happy birthday, everyone, let's start. Happy
If we all sing a different one, they can't get us.
We've already had a conversation about copyright strikes, so I think we're okay with the happy birthday song. Just don't sing any Stevie Wonder. It's a great version, but we will get copyright strikes. So yeah, this is where I want to be. Where else would I want to be on my birthday? Is to play incredible games with incredible friends. We're going to be going for approximately 3 hours this evening. We will have a break halfway through, so please don't worry. I'll speak as loudly as I can, so if you have to run to the bathroom, you'll be able to hear me. We've got some content warnings. I don't think we have many content warnings, to be honest. We've got supernatural things. We've got... did we come up with a short list? I should have a short list. We're going to be in a cave system. We're going to avoid too much claustrophobia, but if cave systems in general freak you out, unfortunately, this one's probably not the one for you. Get a friend to watch it and tell you when to stop listening. We've got supernatural things and caves and potentially some body horror involved. We've got some strange creatures and some potential bad consequences for our scouts should things go really, really wrong at the end.
But they won't, because we'll roll great.
You're going to roll great. As everybody pep talk their dice, because that's very important.
Everyone's good at RPGs, right? Like, yeah. we're all picked because we're good at this.
Yes,
and
because everybody knows how to win D&D.
Everyone's got weight. Yeah, we're all going to win Cryptid Creeks.
We're going
I
to talk to each
stopped
other.
Pep talk my dice. I just brought 8 of them out so they know they're replaceable if they fail me.
Oh, I did exactly the same thing.
We've had a session 0 ahead of time, so we've discussed our lines and veils. We all know what the boundaries of this game are. We are also aware that we're going to talk to each other. We're not going to go full immersion. We're going to learn this system, and we're going to talk to each other about the content as we approach it. So if anything potentially triggering or upsetting is coming up, we're going to talk about it ahead of time and hopefully give ourselves and you a warning. But feel free to step away whenever you need to. It's just games, innit? Don't worry about it. And finally, before we get stuck in, massive shout out to Hatchling Games once again, and a huge thank you for giving us giveaway prizes. Oh yeah! You can enter in the chat. I believe it's exclamation point something that Sam told me.
Enter, I think.
Enter. The other blurb is going to be in the chat.
You're trying to cheat by being the only one who enters, huh?
We'll enter hashtag Cryptid, and Lou and I will walk away with the dice. No, we've got a copy of the book. We've got a copy of the special edition copy of the book, and we've got a set of the most beautiful cryptid dice. They are glowy and translucent, and there's a cryptid on the 6, and they're beautiful, and I want them, so please don't enter for that one. It is my birthday. It's my birthday.
I've not got those dice, and I want them, but I do have a Rune Fable dice in my collection for today, and it is one of my favorite dice in the world.
Shout out to Rune Fable, who make absolutely cracking dice. They really make
Miles
beautiful,
is
beautiful
phenomenal.
things.
Good job, Miles.
Also,
Great job,
Lou,
Miles.
I've just realised that I would happily watch an entire stream of you with massive glasses on, twirling a fancy die in the camera. That was enthralling.
ASMR content. I've been given the information to make it very, very clear. It is exclamation point enter to win prizes. So look, I'll show you how it's done.
Being a role player.
Yeah. Enter. Cool. We're gonna have two during the show. I believe one was on social media, so we're gonna draw one at the break and one at the end of the stream. So stick around for that. I think that is all my housekeeping, and so we're all really nervous, you guys. But we're in this together, okay?
I'm shaking in
We're not
my
going to do it
boots.
again. We've already done a High School Musical sing along once.
Again with a
In the
copyright
last
strike.
half an hour.
Copyright.
But we're not going to
We
do it
are
again on stroke.
All in this together.
Yes.
If we stand hand in hand.
HOTT.
Oh,
We can't.
yeah.
That's it. No more lessons.
Can't.
Let's do the thing. I want to welcome everybody to the wonderful, sleepy tourist town of Shingleford. Shingleford sits on Clawfoot River, Clawfoot Creek. We've decided our version of Shingleford sits at the opening of an estuary into the North Sea. It is in the south coast of England, not far from Dover. I don't know what county that is. Answers on a postcard. It's a fairly sleepy town. It's the kind of town that attracts a lot of tourists for its seaside, for its picturesque, whitewashed houses. It's kind of quiet and happy. But lately, it's been experiencing some trouble. The people of Shingleford have been having some issues. And it's all down to some nasty guy called the Peddler. We'll learn a little bit more about him. But he's up to something. We don't know what. He's been scheming. He's interfering. He's giving people items, trinkets that their heart desires. And then as they squirrel them away, as they sleep, these trinkets take the foolish, naive owner's most twisted thoughts, their deepest resentments, and turns them into something evil and malevolent and real. What hope does a small town like Shingleford have? Not much, except some intrepid teens. Some intrepid teens who, not long ago, were out adventuring, were just exploring the riverways, and came across an old abandoned shack? House? They couldn't tell what the use was. But when they got inside and they started clearing away the cobwebs and putting aside the detritus of years and years of neglect and abandon, they discovered something supernatural. They met the clubhouse ghosts. The spirits of teens just like them who, in the early 60s, had been part of a group known as the River Scouts. They were the brownies of the river waves. They were intrepid and adventurous, and they worked as a team, but now they're all gone, and their ghosts haunt this place. They told the teens about what they used to do and how they once fought against the peddler, and encouraged them to do something about this encroaching threat that was returning. The peddler was back, and things were going to get bad if somebody didn't stand against him. And for their own reasons, whatever they may have been, our teens listened. They took the oath and pledged to join the River Scouts. They donned the sashes that these ghostly children had worn before them, and thereby granted them powers, the power to change their fates. And armed with these tools, plus the guidance of a creature known as the Watcher, they have been out there fighting for the people of Shingleford and of Clawfoot Creek to thwart the peddler's ways. So we'll join them today at the start of this adventure, and we'll find out what they're doing at the clubhouse as they meet up for a meeting or just for some leisure time. The first thing I'd like everybody to come together to describe and decide for me is, what does your Watcher look like? In the book, you are encouraged to decide what sort of giant creature the Watcher resembles. What kind of creature do you think your Watcher is?
We decided not a giant otter.
I'm gonna
Definitely
put back on my thing for a giant otter. A giant. We're gonna have not a. There can't be a giant otter.
Exactly.
Correct, because a giant otter is a South American species of otter, but it can be a giant Eurasian otter.
Mm-hmm.
Just not
What
a
is it?
giant otter.
A giant otter being a very specific breed of otter, for anybody who's wondering
The
why we're just
largest
repeating the word
species.
giant. Yes.
Apparently
yes.
they're nasty.
Otters can be nasty.
Pretty much all otters are nasty.
It's
But
true.
don't they like hold hands when they're sleeping and then float down river?
That's just
Don't disparage the mustelids. We like them.
To be fair, the Asian short-called otters are they're the worst otters. They're just utter. I can't swear.
They're not nice.
They're utter doo-doo heads.
Yeah, those guys. They used to live with the orangutans at Chester Zoo, and they would grab hold of stones and throw them at the doors to disturb the orangutans, and they had to move out.
They were like, we're
So
gonna
specifically-
make our own in-flight entertainment here.
So we're specifically going with a nice otter, not a doo-doo head otter. This is a
A
Eurasian
nice,
otter.
giant, not giant
Yeah.
otter.
And the
This otter is
Watcher-
special because giant and actually nice.
Yes.
I feel like that's become a thing with our group, especially because we have a bookworm to tell us all about how the different types of otters, and we're just like, yeah, it's a giant otter, but not a giant otter. It's a giant, not giant otter. Trust
It's
me.
quite a large normal otter.
Perfectly normal. Except that
Big.
it spends all day curled up asleep on the roof of your clubhouse. That's just where it likes to chill out. So while that is happening, where would each of you be? What would you be doing with your time? I'm gonna change the order up. I was gonna stick with the order, but I want to start with Lou because I also want to introduce the concept of the Eries. So can you tell us a little bit about the Eries and about your character and how they would be interacting with them?
Yeah. So would it be at this point where I just scribe?
If you would like to, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Okay. So in the context of the clubhouse. Okay. So I obviously have not heard what the rest of the characters are doing at the moment, but Camille is has kind of dark, sort of wavy-ish, kind of think Chalamet kind of hair. And
I was like, what color is Chalamet?
It's a shade of off-white.
Yeah. So that dark off-white. And they are sat in a beanbag chair with a little sketch pad, and they are basically and they're wearing a whole mishmash of various vintage clothes, all from different eras. So like a 70s dagger collar button down with some like 90s cargo pants and a 80s batwing cardigan, and it's a thing, and it doesn't all go very well together. It's fine. But they're sat with their sketchbook, and they are basically conspiratorially whispering to the Eries to go and pose with the other clubhouse mates, because they don't show up in photographs. So I'm doing them a little sketch. So one of them's maybe perched on Luce's head and doing a little thing, and one of them is kind of flitting about. One of the Aries looks like a little chameleon, but winged.
Ooh.
And one of them looks like, there are 5, but the main 2, because they're the ones I have bonds with, they look like a kind of like a hedgehog, but standing up on all fours like the toy in Toy Story 3. Up on 2 legs, sorry, but without a cute little hat. But with slightly too long legs, and they're just kind of scuttling.
Is it
about.
supposed to be cute? This is creeping me out. This slightly too long legs got me.
Yeah, well, it's all sort of kind of a bit weird and creepy, but
Okay,
creepy,
it's
cute,
like
and
creepy
cozy.
cute, yeah.
They are
Yeah.
super cute, and they're really good friends with Camille. Camille has a very good relationship with them, and as you mentioned, you have bonds with them. The Misfit is able to get the Eries to do things for them.
Yeah,
But generally
the
speaking,
hedgehog-
they're very mischievous. Like, it takes a lot to wrangle them and get them under control. They will be slightly chaotic and cause trouble where they can, but they are the Watchers, and thereby your number one defense against the peddler. They go out throughout Clawfoot and they bring back what they have found, and it's usually them who gives you the first head up about one of the peddler's schemes. So they're useful to have around.
The hedgehog is eerily tough,
Mm,
and the chameleon type one is eerily familiar.
wonderful.
That will make sense.
It will as
Right
we
now,
go on.
but it will at some point.
Fantastic. Okay. I'm gonna go back to the order then. So Ren, tell us about your character and what would they be doing whilst Camille is sketching?
So Tess normally, if she's not at practice, is running drills from practice. As co-captain of the cheer squad, it is her responsibility to make sure that the dance moves are correct, and so she's normally going through several series of handstands, coming out of handstands, thinking about it for a second, doing a very slow round off, and then standing and looking at the space that she covered in doing that, and it's like, no, something else. And it's just going through a series of moves, but mostly right now is just locked in a handstand and is kind of walking on her hands, her legs just kind of moving about as she is thinking about it, her hair just dangling down the very short bob in her face. It's like, I don't know. Maybe if you go, I don't know.
I'm sure the blood rushing to her head is
It's helping. It's helping.
Yeah.
What
Sure.
you can't see is the hedgehoggy Eerie is following along and doing this. Controlling their handstand because it's amusing to them, and I'm drawing.
Oh,
Fantastic. Gas, tell us about your character, please.
I think Luce is absolutely like on the rattiest beanbag imaginable. Maybe it was there when they got here. Just kicked back, beanie over their eyes, just like strumming a bass. And like basically looks like they're conked out, if not for their hands that are like kind of bum 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 bum. They're wearing, baggy tees, ripped jeans, thick combat boots. The clothes have rips in them. They were probably bought with rips in them, but then they added extra rips because that looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the kind of vibe that Luce is bringing to the party.
Chill vibe. Chill vibe. I like it. So far, it's just a lot of people sitting around watching Tess be way, way too active.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like 8 in the morning.
Perfect. And finally, Rachel, what's your character up to? Team chill or team run around and get your adrenaline going?
Definitely team chill at the moment. So if you were to look at Jessica, she's surrounded by like a pile of books. Some she's borrowed from the library and kind of keeps them there, and some she always carries with her. And at the moment, she's kind of like flicking through, kind of encyclopedia type thing. And then she's coloring in this really like almost like bullet journal style page in her little notebook, and you can look at it and they were like, the stickers are a little bit squishy because they've been like stuffed, and you see like a sunshine and a rain cloud and a little bee, and then in really colorful like perfect handwriting underneath, it's like climate change, it's coming.
Little doodle of the earth with like a little smiley face.
Yeah, exactly.
Or a frowny face.
The whole earth is like on fire. Like it's really not good. But she's just having a great time because she's learning, and that's what she loves to do. So yeah, that's Jessica at the moment.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, as you've all arrived, you notice there's like not as many Eries around at the moment, and all of a sudden, as you're finishing off a picture and you come to the end of a song and you think maybe you've just cracked this routine, all of a sudden you see, sorry, remind me your character's name. Where's my character keeper? Camille. I knew that. Camille, you suddenly see like a flood of Eries all just coming out of the woodwork, like in between the boards, from the roof, some coming out of the river, and they all flood around the Watcher, who raises one eye, just looks around at them, and then suddenly goes serious, and they're chittering and chattering at the Watcher, and you can tell there's something going on.
I kind of gesture towards Luz, like
in a very similar sound.
You gotta make more than just sounds.
Stop it!
Okay,
Stop it!
stop
Listening, stop it! Then he's just gonna like just try and tune, like just and listen, and just try and block everyone else out, and just try and pick out individual voices or anything that's happening in and around there.
No problem. You don't have to try too hard.
We move into the doorway.
Yeah, absolutely. You're looking up at the Watcher, and the Watcher sees you arrive and looks down at you and just gives you quite as grave a look as a giant Eurasian otter can give, and then begins to like push up and is leaving their resting place on the roof of their clubhouse. And in a booming voice that doesn't seem to pass through the air, it just appears to land in your head, you hear the Watcher say, "Scouts, I need you."
Did you come on? Did you hear? Let's go.
No, you just said stop, shush.
You all hear the Watcher.
Oh, we all heard it?
Oh, we all heard it. Okay.
Yes. Sorry, yeah, you all hear that.
Tess will fall out of her handstand, just like in a pile. Okay, coming.
Just
But,
like takes off these.
Where do they need us? do they need us in the beanbag?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you can hear from the beanbag, and you can't really see what's going on. So, I guess I'm gonna go out though and listen and look.
I'll come with you. And Jessica gets up and takes off these massive pink headphones that she was wearing while she was doodling, and you kind of hear her stand up almost before you see it, because she has long straight braids with a lot of different coloured beads at the end. So whenever she moves, it's like clack, 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 clack.
I love that.
I know that kid.
We all knew that kid.
That person that listened to Willow Smith's "Whip Your Hair Back and Forth" and it turned it into a weapon.
Turned into her entire personality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gather around. You see the Watcher has made their way to your clubhouse because you're river scouts, and you have a boat of your own, by the way, with which to navigate the river. Never forget that. You're on the river, and the Watcher has moved over to sit just on the banks and is sort of looking out at the water, kind of serenely and mysteriously. They cultivate a real air of mystery, but it's shattered when you know that they spend most of their days kind of on their back, just sunbathing and asleep. But as you approach, the Watcher turns and says, "The Eries have found something that can use our attention. I'm sure you're aware that tourist season is upon us. The peddler has already targeted a poor innocent bystander to burden with an accursed trinket. Well, strangely enough, this trinket has remained inert, or at least it has appeared as such, for a good number of days. The curse keeper, if you can even call him that, is a man named Ross Davis. He's an avid climber and a caving enthusiast. He came to Shingleford to see our very own Devil's Delve. I'm going to pose a question to one of you now. One of my favorite things about Cryptid Creeks and the system it's based on, it's carved from Brindlewood Game, is that it's very collaborative in terms of world building. So I'm going to ask a question. Who has the highest cool score? Bookworm's immediately like, nah, it's not me. Is it probably Tess?
It's
I feel like it's
This is cool.
Or
It's Gask.
Oh, cool.
there we go.
All right, so
Well, it's actually
you-
loose. It's loose. No, it's not Gask.
it's definitely not that.
Sorry, no shade. That was a read. I didn't read.
That was savage. In the game, in our imagination,
Sorry, I don't mean
Gaff,
to
you
be
are the
dirty, Gaff.
coolest.
It's loose.
Loose. You
Loose
are
is cooler than
aware-
all of us, though.
You are familiar with the Delve. It's an advanced cave system, and it's recommended only for people who are very experienced and competent cavers.
Spelunkers.
Yeah, spelunkers. Literally, it's people who put one light on their head and then go like this and squeeze themselves down tiny little holes. I don't get it, but people have
Nope.
fun with it, I'm told.
It's like the opposite of people that like to climb trees. They see a tree and they love to climb it. These people see a hole and they're like, I gotta get
gotta.
in there.
I gotta return to my wormy roots. I must
Yeah.
go.
Climbing trees, you've got a lovely vista and the wind through your hair
Mhm.
and the possibility of there being fruit above you and then going into a hole.
There's no
Damp
fruit in
and
caves.
possibly slimy. And why?
So these weird people we're talking about, Lucy, you know one of them. Who
Yeah.
do you know who regularly visits the Delve, and what stories about its challenges have they told you?
Okay. I feel like I probably know someone who's like a gig musician that plays at bars sometimes, that like I got my bass off like third hand from. And they like he was like, "Oh, you know what goes great with music? Spelunking, man." The acoustics in the caves, crazy. And tried to get Luce into it, but Luce was like, if I listen to this man go on about his spelunking career and take these brochures, maybe I can get a little bit of a deal on this space.
Shoegaze probably sounds amazing in there.
What's the worst story that they told you about the challenges that they probably thought was really cool, and you were just thinking, no, ma'am, no.
I'm trying to think because I feel like all of it. The very
Fair.
start when they were like, I got up, and then Luce is like, no.
Oh. I put clothes on. You lost me.
Yeah.
All right, beautiful.
I walked. No.
The Watcher continues by saying that at first they thought the Eries had to be mistaken. The Watcher says, given any lack of development, it seemed that this Ross Davis was innocent and couldn't possibly be in possession of a trinket. But it wasn't until he entered the cave that things took a turn for the worse. The Eries tried to follow, but they quickly lost track of him in that subterranean labyrinth. They retreated to the safety of the surface, and I'm glad for it. Ross, however, spent many days down there, during which we don't know what happened. Only that when he emerged, he did not return with the trinket. And since then, strange sounds have been emerging from the delve, accompanied by warped and unusual creatures. Even more concerning is that the land around Devil's Delve has begun to steadily change in a manner similar to the cave itself. This leads us to believe that the effect is spreading. The park authorities have closed off and locked the delve, but that mustn't halt your investigations. Be careful not to fall afoul of the law, but please, don't dally. You must stop this eldritch infestation from overtaking Clawfoot. I'm gonna guess that our highest smart character is probably JJ.
I don't know. I do have a -1.
I don't know if anybody can beat you on that.
I've got a 3. I'll
Baby.
put it all on smart.
You definitely strike me as the best person for this question. You remember seeing an interview with Ross on local news. You definitely strike me as the one who would be watching the local news.
Absolutely.
It was filmed at his camper, which is parked right outside the entrance to the Devil's Delve.
Mm-hmm.
What about that interview makes you think that the peddler's target wasn't Ross himself, but the cave?
Ooh, that's a really good one. So, I think the way that the shot was framed is that this guy was sat, outside of his camper, but just you can see the entrance to the cave mouth. And we are on, what is it, the Clawfoot Creek? Clawfoot Creek. Maybe there's like a small little off run, or maybe you can see part of the water from the creek also crosses with the cave. So if you can target the cave, then the, eldritch infection or whatever this is can spread throughout the entire creek and potentially the world.
Yes. And so we can't let this happen, can we, River Scouts? We must foil the peddler. Presumably you've been River Scouts for a little while together and you all know each other. You know the only way to stop this curse from spreading is to find the trinket. So the way that works in Cryptid Creeks is our scouts are going to go out into the world. They've got a couple of locations that I've already told them are the first 2 locations that they can explore. They're going to go talk to people. They're going to snoop around for clues. And once they have some clues, they can answer a question. Answer a question is a move in Cryptid Creeks. Once you have a number of clues, you can roll any stat that you want, add the number of clues you have, and attempt to answer a question. If you answer a question, you unlock an opportunity, which gives you another path to follow, a lead to pick up on, to go and explore more clues, until eventually you find yourself face to face with the Curse Keeper, where you find yourself in presence of the trinket, and finally you can roll to attempt to destroy it. So that is what our path is going to look like here tonight. I've chosen the Curse of the Delve, which is going to be in the book itself. I'm eagerly awaiting my copy. I believe they're going to be coming next week, so if you've already pre-ordered or backed it on Kickstarter, good for you. If you haven't, get across to Itch.io and get yourself a copy, because it's going to be fantastic. So this one will be included. You'll be able to play it yourself. They're always going to be different. That's my favorite thing about this. There is no answer. I don't know what the answer is. This is part of the reason I'm so nervous for tonight, because these guys are going to come up with the answer by putting together the clues that they find in a unique and interesting way. So even though you've watched us play it, you'll be able to get a lot out of it, I'm sure.
Also, if you have a -1 smarts in real life and can't read, the pictures are really nice too. I will say.
It's true. The artwork is beautiful. The layout is incredible in this scrapbook style. It's so great. Please go and pick up a
it's
copy.
got a full map and everything
The
that you
map
can
is
add on
fantastic.
to.
Yes. We might do this today as we explore places. They might get to add places to the map and say, well, this is where Devil's Delve is, and this is where this other place is. You get to personalize it. It's so fantastic. So, with all that in mind, you've got your first 2 locations on offer. Where would you like to begin your investigation?
Just in case somebody was looking at something else at the time,
And for the
not
benefit
me,
of the
obviously.
audience as
And
well.
for the
Yeah.
benefit, just remind us what those two
Sure.
locations
So
are.
your
I'm
first
sure it was
location, yeah, you can go to Ross's camper, the place that that JJ has seen on the news where he was being interviewed, or you can go straight to what is called the Maw of the Delve, which is the entrance essentially.
I think the camper.
I vote
Yeah.
camper.
Yeah, I also think the camper. Yeah, because I assume we're going to have to end up going to the caves at some point eventually, so it makes sense to go there second because you might have to be staying there.
Sounds good.
Staying.
Says,
You know,
says no.
There might be other things to find there. Stuff and things.
Stuff and things. That is what you're on the lookout for.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you make your way towards Devil's Delve, since that is where Ross's camper is parked. And as you approach, you see that it is a small single-person camper van, very compact, very efficient, and it's parked right out in front of the entrance. There's a small, sort of serviceable campsite there, not an official campsite, but given that this is quite the tourist attraction, a lot of people come here every year. There is a space set aside for people to pitch their tents or bring their simple vans. There's no electric hookup, there's no water. You're going to be roughing it if you stay here. There's a couple of people here. You can see a couple of tents and a couple of other vans, but JJ, you immediately recognize Ross's for two reasons in particular. One, that you've seen it, you recognize the color and the shape and the make, but the other is that Ross himself is outside of it. There is a portable grill toppled over on its side, and the recently burned remains next to it on the ground of Ross's caving equipment. So another thing that you are able to contribute as a team, every scene, every location that you go to has a paint the scene question. So I'd like you to answer for me. What about the scene in front of you tells you that Ross is devastated that he can no longer go caving? Despite the fact that it looks like he has willingly burned his equipment, he has decided, I'm done with caving. What about the scene tells you that that decision was heartbreaking for him? Anyone can answer.
I think maybe it's the way that he's looking at the remains, like his posture is not the physicality of someone that is proud of what they've just done. Shoulders are slumped, face is a little drawn, maybe full of regret in his eyes.
And you can see that on the back of the van doors, there are some like weird, like blank, like too clean rectangles that are on the back where there clearly were bumper stickers, and they are no longer bumper stickers.
Presumably,
A couple of them have got like little corners that are still attached, but there's just like the white kind of slightly fluffy stuff.
Yeah. Okay. You see him moving about. Whatever he has done, it's been done recently, and as you watch, as you approach, you can see that he is packing down. He's preparing to leave. So how would you like to approach? Are you going to have a conversation with him, or are you going to try and sneak around and find some things? As a very brief sort of reminder at the top of the scene, you've got some major moves that you can make. There is the scout move. You're going to roll that if you're going to try something risky. You've got the Eldritch move, which is sort of similar, but if the thing that you're tackling is supernatural in nature. You've got the Snoop move, which is specifically what you will use to look for clues. You've got the Hilda move, which I think we'll get to later. That's like a bit of a Hail Mary. We need to make this work, and we need to make it work now. And you've got Answer a Question, which you can't yet use.
So I think that if we could, when we talk to him, we could say we had a school project and JJ saw them and we're doing it about the caves, and JJ saw them on the news, and so it's we'd have thought we'd come and talk to him, and that could be everyone, or it could be a couple of people and other people just kind of looking around and seeing if they can spot anything. And I don't know. What do you think?
I can talk.
Yeah, you should talk, because I'm not good at lying.
I mean, it doesn't have to be lying specifically if we're just trying to gain information. It's fine.
Tess, you know we're not on a school project. That's a lie.
Then we say it's for personal research.
It's okay, JJ. It's all right. It's fine. So, do you want to try and sneak into his van then?
No.
I feel like that's a bit of a
Okay.
step up from lying to breaking an enemy.
Okay, well, I did see him on the TV, so I'll just talk about that, and then the rest of you can do all
Yes.
the lying.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
I want to see if there's anything around that has got any magic or things that the Eries don't like, or anything that would make him think that he still has anything going on. Maybe?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No one
Okay.
can sense out the magic stuff like you can, so that works.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I will do then. But I don't have to be like hidden or anything. I can just stand and like think about it and try and listen for the things going on.
Yeah, we'll give you a nudge if you need a speaker.
Yeah.
Participate in the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do this. Where is he? Is he in the caravan or not?
He's out front. He's like packing things down. He's pulling down an awning. He's got a cooler that he's just throwing things into. He's not bothering to arrange them neatly. He's in a rush to get out of here fast.
Hey, what up?
Huh? What? He turns around and his eyes are wild. His pupils are dilated and he looks to you, but it's like his gaze keeps moving. It's long enough for him to register who you are. You're not a threat. It's like he's looking through you rather than at you, and he immediately goes back to what he's doing. Oh, hey, what's up? Don't bug me, kid. What do you need?
Hey, we just want to ask a few questions, if that's all right. We're working on a school project.
I'm not an expert on anything. I'm not the person. The park rangers through the gate. Go and talk to them.
Well, weren't you on
Oh,
the...
cool fire! Can I sit next down? Cool, thanks.
Just
He's just gonna sit next to the fire.
Don't. It's like it's smoldering out. There's not a lot to it at the minute. Don't. I'm not getting in trouble for you getting hurt. Like, sit back. Whoa, sit all the way back.
Oh no, it's okay. I'm just cold.
You've got really
Keep
long
talking.
sleeves. You're gonna set. Is that polyester? That's gonna go up like a candle. Sit
No,
back.
don't
please.
worry. They're a fire
Okay.
expert. They're practically an arsonist.
I don't need this. He hasn't stopped moving. He hasn't stopped grabbing things and folding things up and putting things away.
Wasn't it you that was on the news?
Yeah, I saw it, and that's true.
The clear moral decision could have already been made in this.
Keep it together, people.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes, it was on the news. I
What?
said
have a
what-
minus
what
one
you
today.
said?
We can tell. Sorry. I said everything that I had to say. I go and watch the news again. I don't want to talk about this.
You think we could watch the news again?
Hey, don't knock it till you tried it.
You can record things.
But it's already happened.
Okay, then we don't need to talk about it. It's in the past. Let's all forget about it and move on. I certainly am.
Well, our project's in the future, and that's what we need to get done.
What is your project about?
The cave system.
Then go explore the cave system. Oh, wait, you can't. It's locked off because there's something hideous down there. Choose something else to write about, kid. Trust me. And he
If
turns
there's
as
something
if he's
hideous
going
in the cave
in.
system, that sounds pretty neat to write about.
No, it's not. He was turning as if to go inside the camper and he spins on his heel and he stops. Stock still for the first time. There's no movement. No, it's not cool. Don't go in there. Go home. What are you, 10? You shouldn't be out right now. Shouldn't you be at school?
It's a bank holiday.
World building.
Gask knows the exact date that it is right now.
While this is going on, while Luce and Ross are having this conversation, Camille is just kind of is sidling up to the camping gear and trying to see if there is anything. I don't know how kind of magic and eldritchy stuff works, but like, is there any residual aura of anything strange and magical?
Okay, I don't know if we can make that. It doesn't sound so risky that it requires a move, so I'll just give you the answer. Usually, you only roll like the Eldritch move or the Scout move if there is a potential for some really terrible consequence. And in this situation, he's going to get mad at you, but he's already mad at you, so we don't need to roll. The
Could
Eries are
I-
engaging. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, while they were talking and distracting him so wonderfully, could I have like been half in his camper?
Absolutely. For sure. Were you trying to sneak all the way in, or were you just kind of trying to lean ahead in and scope it out?
Scope it out.
Then yeah, no problem.
He's
You
using
saw
the
him walk
little-
towards you, and thankfully, before he had time to clock you, I'm so bad with character names. Gas, loose. Sorry, I'm just looking at you all. It's like it's Ren. It's my friend Gas. Like no, but like Loose distracted him before he had a chance to clock what you were doing. So you definitely had a moment to step back. No worries there. Camille, your Eries are engaging with all the things that are going on, but that's kind of what they do anyway. They found a box of toys, to their mind. Tools, things that we've never seen before. What is climbing equipment? Tenting equipment? Ooh. They're going through everything and getting involved and falling over and doing their little slapstick routine. But there's nothing about the way they're reacting to those items that tells you there's anything eldritch about them.
Okay.
He throws up his hands in exasperation and says, I don't have time for this. I'm not engaging in this. I'm not going to be responsible if you all go in there and get hurt. I'm out.
Well, what if we leave a note saying that you told us to and we go down there?
You do that. You go and hand it to the park ranger. You make sure that I'm not liable for this because I've had enough publicity. I've had enough journalists. I've just had enough. I'm going to go home. I'm going to take up knitting, something safe, something cozy. I'm done with caves.
Is
Did
a
you do
caravan
something?
not a home?
Hmm?
Did
Is
you
a
leave anything?
Oh. Did I leave anything? My sanity? Yeah. I don't know. No, I
No,
maybe dropped a
no,
tool or two.
No, you didn't. You didn't. You'd left something. I know you left something.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You had something with you and then it was gone and then you left it in the cave and it's making bad things happen and you need to sort it out because otherwise it's your fault.
Is this kid okay?
Yeah,
Yeah, she's fine.
Why
No.
don't they?
people with big
I don't
sleeves know
understand.
things.
I don't know what
Why
you're
doesn't
talking
he get
about.
it?
I just went caving like I always do. It's supposed to be a really great challenge. It was too much of a challenge, okay? I'm a really great caver. That wasn't normal. That wasn't natural. The sounds coming from that place, I'm going to hear them in my dreams for the rest of my life. And I wish that wasn't true. So I'm going to go home. Maybe I'll take up music. Maybe I'll make some lovely tunes for myself to hear to drown out the sound in my head of this place.
What did
I
they
don't know,
sound
I-
like?
Yeah, I hear the music and caving go hand in hand. You might have a hard time
I don't
disentangling.
remember. I don't want to remember.
Okay.
Ren, did you want to do a snoop roll and see if you can
Yes.
uncover a clue since you were doing a little shifty?
Yeah.
Go for it. So, you tell me what stat you're using. You can choose any of the major ones. And
Okay.
tell me what you're doing. Roll with the appropriate ability, and you're looking for a 7 or higher.
A 7 or higher.
2d6 plus your stat.
Think I'm gonna do. Wait, what do these stats represent again?
Oh, that's a great question, Ren. Thank you so much for asking.
You're welcome.
So you've got athletic, which is used for actions involving physical exertion, endurance, or dexterity. Dexterity
Mhm.
might come in handy. You've got smart, used for mental aptitude, problem solving, or strategy. Also might be useful. Cool is used for steady nerves, leadership, or stealth. You can make an argument for any of these at this point. Or smooth, used for actions involving social interaction, charm, or influence. There is also attuned, which is used for actions involving anything supernatural or otherworldly. You can pitch any of them to me. If it's a reasonable pitch, I'll say go for it.
I think Tess is going to try and aim for maybe athletic, in that she's going to quickly look around and see if she can grab something.
Oh, I like that. Cool. All right, go ahead. Roll 2d6. Add your stat. Get more than a 7. It's that simple.
So that is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8. Okay.
That's more than a
So-
7.
On an 8, you succeed in finding something, but there is a complication. I get to describe
Sure.
the complication. But first of all, I'm going to give you your clue. So I have a list that I can choose from, which is why this is so replayable and so unique. I could give you any of these things right now. Some of them wouldn't make any sense. I think the one that makes the most sense for where you are, you just reach out and you grab the first shiny thing that you can see. And when you look in your pocket where you've stashed it, you realize that you have picked up a pair of wire cutters.
Yes. Amazing.
So on your character sheet, your character keeper, go ahead and mark that you have a clue. That's
I've already done it.
Amazing.
I was like, I know what to do with that information. Hell yeah.
So that counts as one clue. So the first question that you have has a complexity of 2, which means that you only require 1 clue to attempt to answer it. You can now do that when you reach the relevant area. Or you can keep searching for clues to make it more likely for you to achieve success. The complication, let's see. The complication is that he is going to notice that you're doing something. He doesn't see exactly what. He doesn't see you snaffle the wire cutters, but he finally turns back and says, "What are you doing? Get out of there. I'm done. I'm done with this. Get away from my camper van. I'm going to get everything in here and I'm gone. I'm not answering any more questions. Go away."
Gosh, dude, it was just for a project. All right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great. Have fun. Bye.
Bye.
You
The
can
town's probably
tell.
in danger because of you. Bye.
Then I'm getting out of here. I'll take me and my danger away. Bye. You can tell
Goodbye.
throughout this conversation he's terrified.
Mm.
He's not trying to be rude to you, but he's scared of this place and these people. And honestly, when you say it's because of you, that scares him even more. He genuinely just wants to be rid of this.
Do we reel him back in or do we let him go?
Reel him back in.
Yeah.
He was really unhelpful, and I didn't like him.
Okay,
And
then we let him go.
And I read in Teen Schmoke, you should never beg for someone who doesn't want to be in your life. I read a lot of different books.
That
I can
seems
tell.
like very. that's
I'll write
very
that down
nice.
as a lyric, I think.
Mm.
It's real good
I like-
advice.
I love collabs.
Yeah, we should probably get out of here.
I agree. I don't know whether it makes sense to scope out around where the caves are, because if they're cordoned off, then but we're gonna have to get close. We're gonna need to work out how we can have a look without everybody seeing and making a lot of fuss about silly things like rule breaking.
Yeah. People do tend to make a fuss about rule breaking. But you
Yeah,
found
they
something.
hate it, I guess.
They're attacking you personally, JJ.
Yeah.
I feel very attacked.
I'm pretty sure we can find a way.
Yeah, what did you find in there?
Oh, are we far enough away from...
If you've turned and walked as you're having this conversation, then yeah, for sure.
Oh, not a lot, really. As they reach into the pocket and pull out their wire cutters.
That seems like a lot. I mean, if this place is cordoned off,
People only need wire cutters if they are going to be crafting or breaking and entering.
And he didn't seem like a crafty person.
Well,
And you broke and entered and stole his wire cutters.
he's
You
not
know how
gonna
much
miss
trouble we could get
them.
in.
He's not gonna cave anymore. What does he need wire cutters for? He can buy some more when he starts knitting.
He had beige curtains.
He did have beige curtains.
Never trust a person with beige curtains. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's a great
I
lyric.
agree.
All
Also
right.
from Teen Schmoke.
I thought you said teen schmoke first. I was like, what are the teen smoking?
We are staying legally compliant in all ways in this AP. We don't want to get sued.
That's why I'm saying it's teen schmoke. It's teen schmoke.
Teen Schmoke.
Mhm.
All right, beautiful. So you make your way up the path to the only other location that is currently available to you, which is the Moor. This is the entrance to the delve. It is a large, yawning opening directly into the side of the hill. You can see stalactites forming reminiscent of fangs, and as you approach where you would usually be able to enter the cave system, you can see that that is no longer an option. It has been blocked off by a chain link fence and a locked gate. You can see the tunnel at the end, barely visible. As you enter this sort of area beyond the road, beyond the path, you can see locking up the gate and giving it a shake to make sure that it is secure is a very tall person with a wide-brimmed hat, a khaki polo tucked into green cargo pants, and a very clearly demarcated ranger jacket, park ranger with a patch on the sleeve. This is Nevada Marin. You would probably know them as the local park ranger, and they are securing the area to keep people away. So how would you like to approach?
You're muted, Gask.
You're still muted, Gas.
You're still muted,
Oh
Gask.
no. I hit the deafen button again.
Bless you.
Okay,
We
huddle.
can cut that. We can cut that all in post.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah,
We're
cut-
live.
No.
You don't remember that. Forget. Wait. Bring up your dice that spins. Forget.
How would you like to approach?
Okay, should we use the same tactic, distract, and then break in behind their back?
I think
I think that I have an idea. Like, rangers have things to talk to each other, right? They have what like walkie-talkies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I
And
think.
and I know that you can't see them, but one of the Eries can turn into objects and can mimic things. So I wondered maybe if they could be called away by a radio call or something that would make them want to get out of the way, and then there could be sneaking, or there could be running, or there could be something else. But the Nevada needs to go.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Brilliant.
If the Eries turn into stuff, can we use them? We can't see them when they're Eerie form, but would we be able to see them when they're walkie form?
Well, according to the character keeper, the Eerie, if an object or tool that would be helpful in the scene, the Eerie can transform into it.
nice.
Um,
So maybe when you call them, you tell them that there's some kids.
and I can
causing
add it
a
to
ruckus.
I can add it to my clubhouse collection.
Mm.
Hey,
So
we
that's
don't
what
have
I'm
to
going to-
even tell a lie. There's an unsupervised, smoldering fire. behind the
Yes.
campsite.
Yeah.
See? No lies.
Thanks, Lise.
You got it.
No lies in service of this breaking and entering. JJ's happy.
JJ, do you know anything about the management structure of the park rangers?
Great question. Do I?
Sure.
Can I roll smart? Or
No, I think, would you have spent an enormous amount of time in the local library, perhaps?
Yes, absolutely.
Then yes. If you're the kind of kid who has absorbed everything, including like local history, then
Mhm.
yeah, you would have read the couple of books that there are on that for sure.
Yes.
Because I thought that their supervisor or something that could be their voice, because we can do that. I can get them to do that.
Well, yeah, that's a really great point. Park rangers usually attack from a distance, whereas park melees are up close. So I think we need to find a park commander in order to distract this ranger away.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, maybe just say, ranger, you've been reassigned to fighting stance.
Oh, defensive measures.
Defensive measures. Yeah.
Okay.
What library book would you read this one in?
Oh, I can't remember the name, but it had a lot of pictures in it.
Did it have a dragon on the front?
Yeah, really big one. Really big one.
Okay. Do you need us to do the voice, or can your earrings do the voice?
They can do it. Yeah. They're
Weird
good.
and awesome.
Yeah. I can't remember if I've got to roll something. I assume so. But yeah.
Cool. So
I
I'm
can
not
do
sure.
it once per episode. I can perfectly mimic another person for several minutes.
The way I'm reading it on the character keeper, I think it just happens. It just becomes the object. And the only risk is if you don't use it, then you reduce the bond by 1. Small note, normally the misfit would start with 1 bond, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, we've increased it to 3 just for the purposes of this
In their
one shot.
prequel.
Yeah. Just to give Lou more things to do, because the way you would replenish it would happen in between curses, and we're only doing 1 today. So yeah, I think you can mark a use of that and turn it into a walkie-talkie. I think the roll will come when you use it and what you say to see how effective it is.
Okay. Right. So Camille is going to not super think about it, really. They're just going to sir, madam. You didn't gender the park ranger. We said
They them pronouns.
they. Hello. The ranger. Hi. Is this yours? And Camille's gonna gesture.
Okay.
Our side of the gate. At the walkie-talkie that is on the floor.
Okay. That, I feel like that might be the move to convince them that that's theirs. Let's have a look. Okay. I feel like we're going to call this an Eldritch move. Agree, disagree?
Sure.
Supernatural, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's not monkey.
Maybe it's more of a scout move, because you're not actually facing anything supernatural. The supernatural is on your side for this one. So if you do something risky, you would use a scout move. So I think we'll call it that. You can still use whatever stat you want. You can use attuned if you so choose. So you need to tell me what you think, what you are afraid is going to happen. What could go wrong here?
I'm afraid what's going to happen is, because the Eries are tricksy and kind of do things on their own schedule and whatever else. So I am afraid that he will come and pick it up and it will disappear, or it will, turn into jelly, or do something that will very much draw attention.
Noises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just play classic rock instead of
Ranger, come quick!
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, something that's going to bust us, basically, and also raise suspicions that people may have to go and be put into a brightly lit room and ask some serious questions.
All right, what ability are you going to roll with?
I've got the same eerie gives me adding 1 to rolls with smooth, but my smooth isn't very good.
Okay. Smooth would make sense.
It would make sense, which is unfortunate. Yeah, let's go. Let's do it. I'm gonna do it because I'm gonna go with the situation, and failure is storytelling.
All right.
Boy, I told you all about lying.
So 2d6, and what are you adding?
I am adding 1 for my eerily familiar.
That's pretty good.
Ooh! And that is going
Ooh.
to be a 10.
A 10. Yeah, you do it. You just do it. That is a success. You hold your nerve. Not Nirvana. Nevada. It's a very different person. They would get on really well with Luce. Nevada turns from where they've been locking up the gate, and they see you holding out, proffering this walkie-talkie, and say, "Oh, yeah, sure, thank you. Gosh, I'd be lost without that. Thank you so much. What, where did you find it? What are you doing around here?"
We're taking pictures.
We have a school project, and
yeah.
we're trying to find
right.
that cave spelunker guy. But he left in a pretty big hurry. I think he had a fire still going.
He had what?
Yeah, I think.
And then the walkie-talkie starts saying, "Come in, Ranger. Come in, Ranger. We have reports of open fire close to."
Gosh. Okay, I need to take care of that. Thank you so much. I can't let you be here though. I'm gonna have to run, but you guys can't stay. I have to ask you to move along. All right. There's a whole thing. It's a restricted area. It's not safe right now. So just come on. You don't
got
look
it,
like,
Chief.
you don't look like cavers anyway. So stay
Oh
clear.
no, it was just for pictures.
Okay. Well, don't try and go any deeper. I gotta go. Open fires. Come on. It's common sense, guys. And
Good luck.
they turn, they stuff the walkie-talkie in their back pocket, and they start jogging, not running, but jogging up the path towards the campsite that you just left.
Did they leave the gate open?
No, they locked it. They locked it, I'm afraid.
As soon as the ranger kind of goes out of sight, Jessica just like does a deep inhale, like she was holding her breath so she did not mess that up. Yeah.
Are you having trouble breathing, Jessica? Are you okay? Do you need medical attention of any kind? Are you okay?
I'm fine. And she takes a blue asthma inhaler out of the front of her pink dungarees and just deeply inhales.
Yeah. Breathe. You're okay.
Thanks.
Everyone's okay.
I'm working on the fence.
Well, before you get to that, Brendan's like, there's a plot, I'm going to follow it, I'm going to do what needs to be done.
Now just like, you comfort her. I'm gonna get us inside.
Business. Before that, I skipped a step. We skipped to paint the scene for this area. But so now that you're here alone and you're able to appreciate the undisputably like beautiful area that you're in, this is a really picturesque part of Clawfoot. You're standing in front of this gaping maw. What about this scene? What here is calling out to you? What is begging to be explored in this area?
The big sign that says "Danger, do not enter."
Cool. Moving on.
I think the caves, because like the whole town is on a river, right? So I think that like I'm picturing like a kind of big empty-ish expanse that the chain link fence is cutting across, and you can see the caves in the distance, and you can also see the river. I mean, I'm seeing it the left of us, but like, and it's kind of going along, and then you can see the little kind of mouth, the little inlet where the river is kind of going down, obviously into some of the lower caves, perhaps. They're probably accessible from the water, but but you would not on foot, obviously.
Yeah. Cool.
I think also if you like really pay attention and focus, you can hear this kind of like undertone, like droning sound that's been coming from the caves. That's like, probably maybe sounds somewhat different on the inside, but it's probably been so distorted that it's just like a low note that you can hear.
Sounds good. All right.
Doesn't sound good.
It doesn't sound good.
horrible.
It does. It
I
sounds
don't like
discordant. It sounds unnatural. It sounds super creepy. But all of Clawfoot and the Watcher are depending on you. So this is what you got to do. Your first question to answer is, how do I get inside the mall without getting in trouble? As we mentioned, it's complexity 2. You need 1 clue to attempt to answer it. You do have 1 clue. You'll stand better odds if you have a second clue. So if you wanted to have a look around and do a snoop roll around here, that wouldn't be the worst idea.
Yeah, I think that's definitely sensible.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
works.
I guess we should probably look at. I mean, I'm assuming the ranger wasn't just kind of randomly looking. There'll be probably a patrol route with pathways and things like that. So it might be worth trying, but that would involve getting through the gate. So it might be worth kind of going and seeing where the boundaries are, and if there is anything that is loose or not as maintained, or anywhere that there is a possibly ingress.
Yeah. Okay. I'm perusing the list of clues to see which ones I might like to throw at you, but before I can even give you a clue, you have to roll Snoop. And anyone can do that with any ability.
I think that if we are looking out and sort of trying to, it would be kind of like equivalent perception, right? And that's cool.
It's pretty cool.
But then there's also an argument of like knowing about fences, and then there's also an argument about like
Jumping the
little
fence.
earrings, and being athletic and trying to get
So could I go back to my knowledge of the intricacy of park ranger combat techniques to think about
very specific areas of knowledge that JJ has researched, and they're not the ones I expected.
There we go. And think about the kind of protection that they would have around an area like this. Like, should I be looking for cameras or hot oil traps? I don't know which way they're going with it.
Okay.
Could I potentially be looking for one? How tall is this fence? And
About 8 foot.
That's doable. So
certainly climbable.
Climbable also if I were to, because Tess is used to propping people up, just shove about 3 people up to the higher echelons of this fence and just let them climb over, because that would prevent us having to actually cut the fence. And if we have to cut the fence, are there areas that are like maybe more hidden by like maybe brush or trees, or you couldn't necessarily just immediately look and see that something has happened?
So the way it's going to work to answer the question is you're going to roll answer a question, and you need to incorporate the clues that you have found to that answer. So currently you have the wire cutters. That is going to contribute very clearly and directly to answering that question. But I can maybe try and find you another clue depending on how you go about looking for it. So first you would need to roll the snoop move. Gosh, I can't put words together today. Roll the snoop move to find another clue to potentially incorporate as well.
Okay.
So what I'm after is your approach to the snoop. What in particular are you looking at? Are you doing a wide-ranging sort of patrol, or are you looking at something very, very specific?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna help. My brain is gonna hit the Camille with the perimeter looking, just so we can like split the difference and maybe get it done a little faster.
Can we do multiple snoop rolls?
Rulings. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay, because Luce is gonna look to see if the park ranger left anything behind.
Cool.
Because they
Yeah.
left in a hurry.
And what ability would you use for that?
Cool. I'm looking through someone's stuff. I'm
Okay.
not afraid of that.
You hit me with a cool.
You got it.
To me and Tess, if you wanted to hit an athletics, maybe.
If I use athletics, I get to mark experience because it's my worst skill.
And there you go. You are rewarded for embracing the things that you are not as good at. I love that.
Can I use my smarts, or should I just? I'll let these rolls resolve, or
Go for it, because I'll be honest. I'll give you more clues, or I'll give you better clues.
11 plus 3 for 14.
Whoa!
Incredible. So that counts as a triumph. Let's talk about that in a minute. What did everybody else get?
I got a 4.
One.
No teen on that one. Just 4.
I got an 8 minus 1, so a 7.
A 7. Okay.
I got an 8.
An 8. Okay. So, oh gosh, I have to pick more clues now. Well, let's deal with the 4 first.
You sure?
Yeah.
We
It's
can
so much
skip
easier
over
for
that
me to
one.
do bad things to you than it is to do difficult things. Remind me what your approach was. How were you doing this?
I was gonna look through any of the park rangers stuff that they left behind.
Cool. So I have a lovely list of things that I can inflict upon you. Yes. No, I like having, so the navigator can take reactions when rolls go badly, and I like having a nice thematic sort of group of categories of things that I can do to you. So I could split you up, I could put you in danger. One thing that I really like, I think this is what I'm going to do to you, is I'm going to burden you with a misfortune, Luce. Just trying to think how that would work narratively and what that misfortune would be. I think you find the real walkie-talkie, and you can hear that somebody is genuinely trying to call Nevada. It's nothing as serious as a fire is happening, but they're really trying to get hold of them. And so you have the misfortune guilty. Your conscience gets the better of you, and you think, oh no, they can't get hold of this person. I've impeded their job. I've potentially endangered this area if whatever this issue is serious enough. I feel really bad about that.
Why don't these things have voicemail?
So you gain that misfortune. That is going to weigh you down. That is like a condition, and if I decide that it's relevant, you might be making some rolls with disadvantage in the future until you can clear it. All right, let's deal with Jesse's triumph. So you do a great job. You discover a clue.
Woohoo.
And you also discover something called an Eldritch Insight. Let's see how I can maybe combine these. Okay.
And I love that you're getting one of those because I can use Eldritch Insight to answer questions.
You
It's
can.
a misfit power.
So I'm gonna adapt what I've got written a little bit. The clues and the Eldritch Insights are fantastic. I'm just gonna make it work. I've made work for myself by letting you all roll, but I'm okay with that. The more clues you have, the more chance we've got of hitting our time limit, because I can hear Sam being stressed. So
Hear the bead
regular-
of sweat trickling down his
drip, drip, drip. The regular clue is a box containing useful items. You can choose. You can have some bobby pins, some firecrackers, some charms, or something else that somebody in this area would reasonably drop and forget and lose for you to find. You can add that to your clubhouse collection, and it may come in handy useful. It's a special surprise tool that we can use later.
Do I have to choose what is in it now?
I'm going to say yes, because otherwise that's too OP.
Rats.
Not
But
rats.
while-
Not
Box
rats.
of rats.
It's a
Done.
box of
There we go.
rats.
Box of rats. That might come in really useful. You don't know. But while you're thinking about what it is, I will
Take the box of rats, coward.
Don't tempt me. I'll do it.
I will tell you what the Eldritch Insight is that this object is crackling with arcane energy. Sorry, it's a separate object. Next to this box of things, you find a heavy-duty torch. I'm going to make the choice that it is a heavy-duty torch, but it is crackling with arcane energy. There is something static about it. It is like holding pins and needles. It feels wrong in your hand, but it feels bright. It feels full of potential.
Are we talking about a torch like a flashlight or like an ye olde torch?
No,
Okay.
it's like a proper, like something that a caver would bring to this place. A
Yeah,
real,
okay.
wide
Like one of the ones with the
beam.
handle on the top.
Yeah,
like
a
proper
real
one,
heavy
yeah.
duty one. But something about it feels wrong, but also sort of right. Like if you did something special with this, you could do something really special.
Oh.
So that counts as a clue. Your box of things counts as a clue. For Camille's purposes, that can count as a regular clue as well, depending on the application.
Okay.
And then finally, Tess, what can you have as your clue? Well, you got a 7, so you get a complication as well. Excellent. Oh, I know what I'm going to do as a complication. Ah, fantastic. So it's a double-edged sword.
Mhm.
In your patrol of the area, you come across a point where the fence passes past an outcropping of the mountain that the cave goes into. And you walk past, you just kind of idly holding out your hand, and you know what kids they like when you go past a fence and you just let your fingers drag along the edge and feel the rhythm of it. As you go across the outcropping of stone, it's cold to the touch because it's early morning and things haven't warmed up yet. The sun hasn't had a chance to lay its rays on this sun. But then as you're passing, you don't move, but suddenly your fingers are passing through nothing. And you feel a draft. You stop and you look, and you can see solid wall, solid rock. But your fingers have passed an inch into the gap. And you wiggle them. And it's as if you're squelching your hand into solid rock.
Can I put my hand in further
Mm-hmm.
with the expectation that I get it back?
You can expect that.
You're free to expect whatever you want.
Your whole arm can pass through and hit nothing.
Interesting.
We should tell the others about this.
Yeah, absolutely. We should definitely tell everyone that. Yeah, and Kimmy's gonna walk into the rock.
Just as you're about to, you hear something from the other side. It's a cavernous growl. It's an echoing thing with a hint of scratchiness in the base. And it echoes, and it echoes, and it echoes. And you feel like it's getting louder. And that's a really great point to go to a break.
Yeah.
Sam knew. The producer was on screen like, I know what's happening here.
You couldn't just
Oh.
use a big stick?
Yeah, it'd be
Had to
fun.
throw your whole
Sure.
self into it?
There's a complication. Something is coming. Something knows you're here. Whether it's friend or foe, we'll find out.
Kimmy is
Oh,
always
boy.
drawn into supernatural things. They're just following their.
Exactly. So
Spidey
here we are at the
senses.
end of the first half, rather. Are we going to do the draw now or when we come back, Sam? Drum roll. when we come back. Okay, so you've got for the duration of the break, which is about 5-10 minutes, you've got that amount of time to enter the giveaway, get involved. You can win a beautiful hardcover copy of the book. We'll be back in 5-10 minutes. Thank you so much, everybody.
See ya.
Welcome back, everybody. Hope you stretched your legs, got some water. Remember, hydrate or die straight. Nobody needs that. We're thrilled to announce we have a winner of our giveaway after some controversy. Rara, you have won a special edition of Cryptid Creeks. You lucky sausage, you. Somebody from Science Social will be in touch to get some details for you and get your prize out to you. Enjoy. People who have not won a prize, who have won a prize of danger, are River Scouts. If you're just joining us, they're investigating some spooky eldritch goings on in a cave system, and they have just found a way into the cave system. Although whether it's the best approach, we'll find out. The first thing I would like you to do is decide how you're going to answer this question. You're going to roll 2d6 plus the number of clues, not that you have, but that you actively use in the solution to this question. So, as a for instance, not trying to guide your hand, if you were to go through, I realize I didn't give you this clue. It was the passageway. I'll write it in for you.
Yeah.
The passageway in the wall. If you decide to use that, first of all, you can't use it again. Obviously, it's a circumstantial thing, so that doesn't really matter. You would add that onto your d6. You use that as a +1. Then you'd minus the complexity of the question, which is 2. So if you incorporate 2 questions, you cancel out the complexity and you give yourself a better chance of succeeding. But as it stands, which of the clues... Rachel, you've decided what you've got in your box. Would you like to decide that and add it to your clues?
Yes. So my box is indeed a box of rats, where RATS stands for Radio Access Technologies. So what they really are is like little watches that have like, you know, almost like sonar. So if everyone's wearing a watch, we can see where we are, but we can't communicate, but we can see how close we are in case we get split up.
You're Ratman. That's brilliant.
Yes. Yes.
Perfect. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, so with that in mind, you've got 5 available clues. Which ones do you want to incorporate to answer the question, how do we get into the delve without getting in trouble?
Right. The passageway, definitely.
And I
Because
think
we
if
ain't coming back from that.
Yeah, I think if we mix passageway with our little rats, we can keep track of where people are in the passageway.
Sounds good to me.
That's a very good idea. Darcy, we haven't got 5 clues, have we? We've got 4 because we've got box of useful items and box of rats as separate items.
That's true. So that's 5. The character keeper is telling me 5. You've got wire cutters, heavy duty torch. Heavy duty torch can only be used by you as a clue for this. Box of useful items, passageway in the wall, and box of rats.
Oh,
Okay,
I thought the box of useful items, Rachel had to decide what it was, and she decided on rats.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Okay.
You're right. Sorry. Yes, I've confused myself.
Sorry, not that I want to like nerf us or anything. I just
No, it was me.
Yeah,
I was
cool.
writing in the character keeper. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. That's still really good to have 4 clues at this point, and they've got ones that you can combine and take on later to answer the next questions.
Speaking of stuff that it's really good to have, there's another giveaway going on.
That's right. Now you can win
Whoa, what a
a
segue.
set of beautiful, beautiful dice. Rune Fable dice, specifically made for Cryptid Creeks. Watch me put my entry in right now because I love these. I don't think it worked. Never mind.
I can't
No,
wait
it's
to
okay.
maybe
read
it
this
did.
For
one.
my one, so
Out of myself, Fiona, and Rachel, 2 of us have entered and 1 of us hasn't. We'll find out. So you're going to use the passageway and the box of rats.
Yeah.
Yes.
That does mean you can't use rats again to answer a question. I'll allow you to use them narratively, but you can't use them to answer a question.
Okay.
So, whoever would like to, just roll 2d6 because you're using 2 clues. That cancels out the 2 of the complexity, so it's just a flat 2d6.
I'll roll it with my Rune Fable dice.
Ooh! Give us luck.
Of
Give
course
us
I
luck, Rune
could
Fable.
if I'd remembered to do it, I could have brought in my little bauble of D6 room table dice that I
see.
bought at Dragon Meet last Christmas, which I'm sure will be available at Dragon Meet this year for all of your gifting needs. Ooh! So, what was that? I was just checking on my room table dice whether that was a 1 or a 6.
I love how you asked us, like, we can't
Yeah,
see it.
I'm like, it's like,
No,
yeah, you
no,
can
ask
definitely
us
see
again.
my-
I'll say it's a 6. I'll cover for you.
Yeah,
Well, it
sit.
is. I was literally just looking at the other numbers to see which one was missing, and it's a double 6, baby.
Oh my
That's what you
goodness.
get.
Oh,
That's
Wow.
it
what you
is
get.
so exciting! A 12, a triumph on answer a question. This is thrilling. I am genuinely so excited.
And if you
Thank
enter the
Lou.
giveaway, you can get dices that only roll 6s too.
Really excited.
Yeah, they're
Um,
they're actually special.
Yeah.
They're D20s, but they only roll 6s.
So, you absolutely answer the question. And before we get into the narration of what is going to happen next, I will tell you that you have accessed the next question. Bear with me 1 second.
Bearing.
Darcy's breaking open a glass case. It says, in case of double 6s.
Please break here. Yes.
I'm really sorry. I just need to take 2 minutes. My daughter is awake and I just need to help her get back into bed. I'm really sorry. I'll
Oh.
be 2 minutes.
No, that's okay.
No
What the
problem.
hell? You're taking time and prioritizing family?
Well,
Family
Darcy-
come-
Welcome back, gang. Thank you
Hello.
so much for bearing with us. Poor little thing just needed a cuddle, so she's taking it off. So the next question that you have unlocked, you have accessed the more. Your next question is going to be how to progress even further through the caving system. So without context, it will all make sense soon. Your question is, where is the hidden passage in the gut, and how can we open it? So, as you enter, the way this happens is you gather the
Sorry,
other two
Darcy.
to you.
Something that might add context. How are you spelling more?
More, M-A-W.
That's okay. Yes. See, that's the context that I was very much missing
Yeah.
the first time round.
Oh, yeah.
Because in an audio medium. Got it.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
You'll progress. It all will become clear. So you gather the others to you and you find your way in. You decide to go through this passageway despite the grumbling sound. And what happens on a triumph when you answer a question is that somebody very special appears. So we will say that as you hand out the rats and distribute them, you begin making your way down this passageway. You can continue to hear this rumbling, this growling, this scratching, stony, harsh noise. It's pitch black. There is nothing around. You hold onto one another's hands. You hold onto the wall as you move, following this draft of cold air that you originally felt, Tess, that drew you into this cave. Underfoot, it's rocky and dangerous, but you have each other. Occasionally you splash into icy cold water and your feet become cold and numb, and you lose track of how long you've been walking for. Until suddenly, you feel the air change around you. Suddenly you know that you're not in a corridor, you're in a room. you're in a wider space, and the sound of your footfalls are different, and the feel of the air around you is lighter, airier. Ahead of you is the unmistakable sound of a match being struck. And the smell of sulfur fills the air, and a burst of orange light appears in the middle of the room. It very quickly illuminates the face of a tall, gaunt man. You can see angular features, a bit of a wry smile, even though they're looking down at whatever it is that they're lighting. And the glow somehow spreads. Even after this person shakes the match out, this aura of light spreads around them. And you can now clearly see a large room in which is stood a man in a strangely antique-looking suit. It's outdated and old, but immaculately kept. And his hair is black and slicked back. And he looks up at you and smiles.
The vibes are terrible. Tess puts herself in front of everyone.
Well, this wasn't the way to the bathroom. Come on, guys, let's head on back.
No, you're in the right place.
Peddler.
You've
peddler,
heard of
peddler,
me.
Peddler.
I've heard of you too. You've been sticking your nose where it doesn't belong, haven't you?
Not more than usual.
We're from here. You're not from here.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're sticking your nose in where it doesn't belong.
Exactly, tell him.
where you're wrong. I do belong here, and I'm going to stay. Because while you've been a bit of trouble, honestly, I've been having fun. I want to keep playing. So, best of luck. I'll be seeing you later.
The Watcher will stop you. We'll stop you. Everyone will stop you.
We'll see about that. Have fun. And he turns on his heel, walks to the shadows where this orange glow dissipates, and seemingly walks straight into a rock wall, a stone face. And slowly, that orange glow begins to disappear as well. And unless you have anything on you that can help, you're going to be left in relative darkness.
We got a flashlight.
You got a
Evil flashlight.
Evil flashlight. I'm sure it'll be fine. What you can see, this is the area known as the rib cage. See what we've done. We're moving down. This is the direct tunnel that leads to the entrance of the cavern. Obviously, you've bypassed that entrance, but you have come out on a higher ridge, and you can look down and you can see the rib cage as you have heard it described by cavers. It is full of massive stalagmites and stalactites, and you can hear rushing water somewhere in the background. And you look down and you can see a large raised racetrack formation, and it goes off beyond sight into the darkness. There are tracks, there are rails, and you can see a boxcar in fairly good condition. I'll paint the scene question for this area. Does the sight of this seemingly natural, incredibly dangerous racecourse excite or terrify you, and why? So sorry, I misspoke. There are not rails. It is seemingly just a rock formation, high and narrow and flat, that boxcars can run on. How does that make you all feel?
I think excited in theory, in a way that would be like, yeah, that would be cool to watch.
I think Camille was very scared, and now seeing the peddler has riled them up. And also the little chameleon fairy bat kind of eerie who is strong and bold by nature and wants you to visit dangerous places and protect others and leap headfirst into action has settled itself on their shoulder, and it's just kind of just looking around like, where are we going next, boss? Like, in a sort of, like, in a little expression of daring do, which is emboldening a little bit.
I love that. Anybody got anything to add?
I think JJ is scared because I don't know, not that many people were going into the delve, right? So the idea that there's, this very clearly human-made thing in the middle of this deep, dank cave is very, very unsettling.
Honestly, Tess is ready for anything. I think seeing the peddler has them a bit worried, not so much about themselves but about the others. Just thinking about how trepidatious JJ was to start with this not wanting to lie, and this is just gonna get further and further, just thinking about how the others might cope with whatever is down there.
Yeah. Okay.
I think at this point, JJ gets down on one knee and she has a little backpack on her back and opens up. Backpack has that special pocket for laptops and stuff. But instead of a laptop, she just got a really big book and takes it out. And this book is similarly covered in really cute stickers. This time the stickers are kind of space themed. There's a rocket, there's Saturn, cool stuff like that. And the book is, the book was titled A Young Lady's Guide to, but the young ladies has been covered in stickers. And then it's a guide to dimensionality reduction and expansion. So this is a book that is about maths, but also eldritch horror that she carries around everywhere with her. And she kind of holds it very firmly and looks at the front cover and goes, "We're in some messy business and I don't know when, but I think at some point I'm going to need you. So if you could be in a good mood today, that would be really helpful." And this is JJ's something she always carries with her. It's the Lawkeeper's Tome, which is a magic book given to her by the Watcher. That, if it's in a good mood, will help her out with one difficult question per curse.
Awesome. I love that.
So I think supposed to do it at the beginning, but I could do it now. Roll with attuned or smooth, and then it basically decides the mood of the book.
Excellent.
For the rest of the one shot.
Excellent. Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm going to use attuned. And let's see what I get.
Big money.
7.
What does that mean?
So on a 7, the book is clearly feeling mischievous as it subtly shifts the contents I'm trying to read. I take the misfortune misinformed. And until the end of the episode, I cannot participate in the crew move as I focus my attention on deciphering the book's tricks.
Cool. Yeah, so that might trip you up with some disadvantages further down the line.
Yeah.
I couldn't possibly say.
Okay.
Excellent. Okay. Thank you. And apologies for forgetting that at the top of the episode.
No, it's all right.
So, you are in the ribcage. The peddler has taunted you. I'm so excited I got to play the peddler. I have been in love with the peddler since I first saw him, and I was like, Rich, that's a great villain. I can't wait to play him. So thank you for letting me play him the very first time. What would you like to do? Where would you like to go?
Is there one boxcar or multiple boxcars?
There's one boxcar, but it looks like
One
it would fit all
boxcar.
of you.
Okay.
Just in case any of the audience aren't 100% sure what a boxcar is, maybe you could let them know.
Well, dear audience, I'm not gonna lie. I'm about to Google it. I feel like I know what it is. I feel like it's something that you get in American movies from like the 50s and the 60s where like kids would get milk crates and stuff and build themselves like a little go-kart, but I'm gonna check.
I'm
Oh, got
picturing like a mine cart from Club Penguin.
No, I'm completely wrong. So boxcar is a train car. Again, from movies of the 50s, 60s, where you would have people who would like hop the railroad
Whoa.
and jump in, like the car would be moving, the train would be moving, and there would be like the open doors on the side, and you would hop in and like bed down in the hay. That kind of thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that it's a smaller one. It's not as big as that because we're in a cave system. But yeah, you could all definitely sort of fit in. If you wanted to.
I mean, it seems that we need to get down a little, right? Like, if we've got the sound isn't in here. This I can't feel it. It's not in here. It needs to be. It's somewhere else. We need to go somewhere else.
The only sound in here coming from this room is the roaring of water.
Yeah,
You
which is
can't
the wrong bad
see-
sound.
Yeah.
Well, what about where the peddler went to?
Steph informs me that the boxcar in question is the original one that we were thinking of, like a little go-kart thing, not the bigger train one.
Yeah.
So you got a go-kart. The peddler is nowhere to be seen. From your point of view, it looked like he just disappeared into flat stone.
Can I chuck a rock at that stone just to make sure it's not another passageway?
Having the same
Yeah, we can't. To be fair to us, we can't trust rocks.
You can't trust
at the moment.
reality. Yeah.
Yeah.
It you throw a pebble and it bounces off with a clattering sound.
Dang.
Can't trust the peddler. You can't trust the pebbler. I never trust the
Hey.
piddler. I don't even like puddles.
JJ, we're making an album.
Words are fun.
JJ, when we
Yeah.
get out of this, we're making an album, okay?
I'm ready. And like lock arms, like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've got the boxcar. I think I was so concentrating on what a boxcar was that I didn't really
No
know
worries.
what else is in the room.
So pretty much that's it. You've got this raised, seemingly natural racetrack and a boxcar sat upon it. There is the high ledge entrance where you came in, and there is, other than the racetrack, there is one other opening, and you can deduce that is the one that would lead you back to the moor. That is the regular entrance.
Okay. Well, we've got to go, right? We've got to go down. We have to help. Otherwise, the watch. We have to help.
Who's driving? JJ, you're smart.
driving.
You're okay. Yeah, that's fair.
I'm driving.
You
JJ,
may
you're
want
smart,
to
but you are
snoop.
13.
You may want to snoop around here. Or the other thing I was going to remind you of is that this growling noise is still going on, but it does appear to be coming from further down, the down the entrance that you would take the boxcar down.
Might as well have a little snoop, though, right?
If you want to have a snoop, you
Yeah.
can have a snoop.
For sure.
It's a risk. Things can go wrong, but things can go right.
Nope.
Who would like to have a snoop, and what are you doing?
I think well, not I'm not there. Camille is kind of starting at where the peddler disappeared. They're kind of like full body pressed against the rock, and it's just kind of moving like down the rock, just kind of feeling out, putting ears, switching ears, trying to feel or hear or see whether there's a direction that noise is coming from, or if there's anything weird that's going to surprise us or anything like that.
Of course there is. But let's roll and find out what it's going to be. Are you using attuned, maybe?
I am pretty attuned, so let's try that.
Okay, go for it. 2d6 plus your stat.
Oh, that's an 8 on the dice. I think my attune is 2, so that's 10.
Takes you to a 10. All right. You just get a clue then. I don't get to do anything super duper fun. What clue shall I present you with, though? There's some really great ones. I'm trying to find ones that's sort of thematically similar to help you build an answer to the final question.
Or you could just make it difficult for us.
Yeah, but I'm making it as difficult as I can, but narratively satisfying. That is the absolute goal. Okay, I really love this one. You find a sheet of parchment. It is not paper. It is definitely parchment. It is old and it is worn. It is torn at the corners and frayed where it has been folded repeatedly along the same lines over and over again. What is written upon it is really hard to read and even harder to understand. But with your role and being who you are, the eerie's chitter in your ears, and you recognize that what has been written here is a spell. You recognize certain words. Perhaps you've researched some spells before and you're aware of the kind of language that would be used. This is a spell of opening, but it is incomplete. The parchment is torn at the bottom. It is not a full sheet. It is not a full spell.
Are there wizards here? Are there wizards or magic people or eldritch horrors that might, for some reason, write things down on scrap paper? Because I got a spell.
I got a
well,
book.
Like a half spell.
Okay.
Does your book have spells? Because I don't remember there being spells.
So, my book has a lot of things, and it's actually, well, the thing about this book is that you're not going to believe me because you won't be able to hear it, but it can talk. So, not everything that it knows is written down. So I could ask if that would help.
What, and see if it knows what the other half is? Or...
Yeah, or maybe even the language.
Sorry, I just need to... Sam said heroes in a half spell.
That was
Sorry,
Darcy. That was Darcy.
Oh, I thought it was Sam!
Just trying to avoid yet more copyright infringement.
Sorry. Well, I thought it was great anyway.
Okay.
I'm sorry to give someone else your credit, Darcy.
Yeah, I wasn't
for your
letting that
hilarious little line. I just thought if it was you, you just said it out loud. That's why I thought it was Sam. I can't remember what I was saying.
We were going to ask the...
We're going to ask the book, not the spell.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I got distracted. Yes, let's do that.
Okay. So I take out my book from my backpack and thought, you know what? Let's just go now. We've got this spell. Want to figure it out? If you can tell me anything about the language or how the spell ends, so that we can open this door. Maybe open whatever we need to open to get in and out, so we don't come to harm. That would be lovely. Yeah.
Okay. Are you rolling an attuned? Are you snooping?
Oh God, what do I do? It says once per episode I can read or speak with it. Declare what information you're looking for and ask the navigator any question you'd like. They will answer truthfully, incompletely, or in the form of a clue, their choice.
Ooh, okay. So that doesn't sound like you have to roll anything. That sounds like it just happens.
Gimme.
Let me just double check. Let me just go and double check. There's the misfit. I'm not giving you stuff for free if I don't have to.
Yeah, that's fine.
You don't know what we're gonna ask. We could ask how your day's been.
So you've rolled for what it does, and then I'm so sorry. Where is it?
This is my watcher's gift, the Lord Keeper's Tome. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. Yeah, that to me, I don't think you got to roll. I'm sure somebody. Yeah, once per episode powers are hefty, so it's just a power. It just happens. You don't have to roll. So what specifically are you asking? What information are you after?
Oh my god.
Making
Okay.
you be specific because this is going to be very powerful.
Yeah, pretty busted.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to know. Well, this is the thing, because I want to know the rest of the spell, but also if there are other spells hanging about, I would like to be able to translate them.
One or the other. One or the other. You can have this complete spell and maybe look for more spells.
I will take this complete spell.
Okay. You consult the tome, and perhaps this takes its fancy. This is interesting. Despite its mischievous mood, it locks on, a spell. This is unusual. And you see the paper kind of flittering as it is drawn to the book, and it floats down and lands as if it were a page in the book. It isn't attached, it just sits on the top. And the book begins to glow and warm in your hands. Not dangerously so, but just like a cozy hot water bottle, like something coming to life. And the glows begin to peel off into strips and then into chunks. And you watch as these lights that emerge from the book and begin to flit around you solidify into words. You can see them being written in the air in gold. And here and there, one or two of them might float away, they might go back into the book, but slowly at first and then increasing in pace, they gravitate towards the paper and settle. And where the parchment had been torn begins to be filled up, begins to be rebuilt. And the words from your book go back onto this parchment and rebuild the spell one at a time. And after maybe 30 seconds, the glow fades, the light dies, the book cools, and in front of you, you have a complete piece of parchment with a complete spell of opening.
Cool.
That was a really smart thing to do, Jessica.
Thanks. You've been really attuned like this whole time, so we've got to play to our strengths.
I'm pretty interested in that spell. I think that could be something very cool and might get us where we need to go, but I don't know if will open up this part of the rock that you can't trust, or whether it's further down that we need to go once we've got into the car. But it's something, and we will probably need it.
Yeah, we
Well-
always wait for a dead end.
So how much does... This is a spell of opening. I want to put the box that used to have the rats on the floor with the lid closed,
Mhm.
and then while looking at it, cast the spell.
What if it's a one-use thing?
You get the sense it's a one-use spell.
Dang! Okay, all right, never mind.
It's a
No,
clue,
no.
so I'm going to say that's going to be a powerful clue that you're probably going to want to use later.
Okay, okay, I'll put it in the queue.
And if you want to change part of a spell of opening to a complete spell of opening, you can use that. That is a really powerful power. I love that. All right, so I'm going to move you on a little bit in the interest of time.
Mhm.
You got nowhere else to go. You got to take this boxcar and you got to go down the racetrack.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
It is definitely going to be a scout move because this is risky. This is dangerous.
Mhm.
And since Tess has already volunteered to drive, I'm going to have Tess make the scout move.
I'm in the
Before you
passenger seat
do-
with the cord.
Tell us what you're afraid will happen if you fail or if you lose your nerve. What could go wrong here?
I could cause this boxcar to topple and send us flying. I could get everyone hurt.
For sure. Roll your 2d6. What ability are you adding?
Athletics for dexterity.
Yeah,
Just
sounds right.
if there's anything quick I need to shift in guiding this, I'm on it. I'm locked in.
Locked in.
Locked in. Let's go, big money.
No whammies.
11.
11. So You all pile into this boxcar. It is rudimentary, to say the least. It is built of wood. It is in pretty good condition, but you can still tell that it's old and it's been through these mines a few times. It doesn't have an accelerator. It does not have a brake. It's just a steering wheel and 4 wheels, gravity and hope. So you pile in. By the time the 4 of you are on there, the center of gravity has moved this enough that it is beginning to take off. You begin careening down these tunnels, past underwater rivers, underwater waterfalls. The speed that you pick up is immense. The wind in your hair, it makes tears come to your eyes. But you, Tess, are able to hold on. You've got one of them in the back holding the torch over your head, so you can see where you're going. There are bats flying past, there's swarms of insects, and they're all just left in your dust. Like an absolute pro.
I think as Tess is guiding the cart down, she's actually doing a cheer first in her head, but then it starts to come out because it's just part. So as she's like, come on, swift as the wind. Wild Paws have the power, let the games begin. Hands up, bring the applause. You know we got the spirit.
Luce just starts beatboxing along.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, as a completely non-mechanic thing, just as a
Inspiration.
rule of cool thing, I'm bumping that up to a triumph. That was absolutely
Yeah.
phenomenal. You go from an 11 to a 12, so you don't get much, but you get some extra benefit or advantage. What can
Nice.
I give you? Oh, wow. Okay. I should have thought ahead. What can I give you? What can I give you? You are going to gain... You're going to gain control. Okay. I'm going to explain. I'm going to describe where you come out. I'm going to let you decide how controlled your entrance is. So any other driver would just be holding on for dear life and not actually be in control of this. Flying is not falling with style. You're going to fly. I'm going to describe to you where you're going to arrive, and you're going to tell me the pace that you arrive, if you do so quietly, if needs be, exactly where in this room you want to position the boxcar and your friends when you get there, okay? The place you arrive, the next stage of the Devil's Delve is called the Gut. This is a perfectly rectangular entryway from the end of the track of the ribcage. There are islands of stone surrounded by strange glowing water. And from this room you hear two sounds. You hear that this is the source of the growling, and you also hear the sound of claws digging. You can immediately identify where that last noise is coming from. It is coming from a small house which has been carved from the stone itself in the center of this room. I'll get you to do your paint the scene for this room first. This is the recorded end point of the cave system. What about it makes you think there is a hidden passage in here somewhere? There is more to this cave system. You can go deeper. What about this room tells you that?
There's occasionally little pricks of light that come from what look like seemingly random places, and they're not all coming from one cardinal direction, so it's not like that's the side wall or whatever. It's coming from multiple places, meaning that there could be other exits or entryways or hollows or something somewhere else.
Is it like a physical light source, or is it stuff like the orange aura that the peddler had?
It's kind of god rays, so it's kind of like it could be coming from it's not clear what the source is, but it's kind of sticking up at random angles from different places around the room. So it's difficult. So it's difficult to tell what the light is, but it's also clear that this is not. We're not just got solid rock below us.
Okay.
Yeah, I think also if he said there was like a pool of water, Like the water is clear. It's not stagnant. So it's not standing water, I think.
No. Yeah. No,
It's
definitely.
maintaining level, so it's obviously drained. If stuff is dripping into it, then it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, it must be draining somewhere.
So, Tess, you pilot down to the end of this track. Where would you like to end up? How do you want to control the dismount, as it were? Where do you want to be?
So, this house that's carved into the center, when we come in, can we curve around the side so that it's not like immediately visible? We're in front of wherever, and then we pull up. Maybe there's like the tiniest little squelch of like old metal, but it's very soft. It's like very gently coming to a stop.
Yeah, let's say some of these islands of stone, some of them are more like, they're not all flat, some of them are like icebergs of stone. They have croppings, and you're able to sort of guide yourself around a hidden path so that there's always at least one of these outcroppings between you and the house, and you pull to a stop directly behind one. You're on the island of stone. I will say this is going to be really leading. This is going to be slight meta knowledge, so try.
Yes.
No, it's not even. I'm going to say that though you have to guide the boxcar through the water, none of you come into contact with it. That's all I'm going to say.
You can't be wet in your mind.
Oh, we made it so far through the episode, Lou. So far.
This is something that
But
came
also
up during
in
our
real
lines and
Context, that was something that came up in session 0. It was just a funny line. It's taken on a laugh of its own.
yeah.
Lou's
But
next
also
roll is at
something
disadvantage.
for everyone out there to add to their daily affirmations. You
Yeah.
can't be wet in your mind. Remember that.
The boxcar has done its job. You dismount, you get out. What would you like to do now? You're going to need more clues. Where would you like to try and find them?
I mean, it's weird that we didn't get wet, so I guess waterfall's a good place to start.
Okay.
In the water.
Are you intentionally coming into contact with the water?
Oh god.
I'm sorry. I have to be really clear.
Yes.
Okay. How do you do? You just walk through it? You wade through it?
I think I'm going to. She said that there was rocks in the water.
It's like the whole room is a pool of water, but there are islands dotting it. And
Yeah.
on an
So I think
island
I'm
in the
gonna.
center-
Leap.
Yeah, you could certainly find a path across the room without having to come into contact with the water. If you wanted to jump from island to island, you could do that. But
Because there is a waterfall.
no, there isn't a waterfall in this
Oh,
area.
in my sorry. In my
No,
head,
that's okay.
we had gone through a waterfall and not got wet.
No. Sorry, that wasn't the leading thing. That you can't get wet in your mind, therefore you can't get wet in real life. No, you like coasted through the water on the ground. It's not super deep. It's it's like shallow enough that you could pilot the boxcar across it. So you went through it in the boxcar, but it didn't touch any of you.
Okay.
The writer is in chat getting excited.
Yeah.
I'm gonna water.
You're going to water.
You know
Okay.
that
I'm
meme
good.
of the guy in the window with the sicko shirt, and he's like, "Yes, yes."
In chat.
That's you right now.
Okay. Nothing immediately happens. It's cool, and it's as Rachel said, it's fresh. You get the feeling that it's probably come from the river somehow. You can't see where it has joined up, but it's been established that the river does flow into here. It's fresh and it's cool, and it has that, as you sort of dip your hands or your feet or whatever it may be in. Have you ever seen that? I don't know what body of water it is in real life where it has the bioluminescent algae in it, and it reacts
Oh
to
yeah,
touch.
the phosphorus. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of that. But it's a chromatic effect. It's just every color of the rainbow begins to light up around your hands as you touch it. And while it's cool and it's refreshing and it feels nice, you take your body out of the water and that cool sensation doesn't go away. Even as you dry your hands, as you shake off the droplets, you feel not cold, but chilly. You take the misfortune, change is coming. And I'm sure that's fine.
Is it a physical misfortune?
No, it is not.
That's a shame.
Isn't it? Not for me, but for you.
Okay, I'm gonna mark that on my character sheet.
You do that.
I know where to put a number in. I don't know where to put the actual.
There's a line that says misfortunes.
There
that
is.
it.
Yes.
Yeah, just under your stats.
Yeah. Got it. Cool. It's. I mean, water should be cold, right? But it's underground and we're in the cave, and it's cold. Water should be cold, right? Normal, yes. Water.
Yes, but also if you dry your hand and it stays cold, and it's colder than the rest of your body.
Yeah. It's cold. Yeah. It doesn't really.
If you, the magic
Go?
person, are weirded out by this, I don't know how to feel. So I need
Can
you
we
to get
snoop
locked
the
in
water?
here.
Yeah.
I need you to you don't even need to figure it out. You just need to tell me that it's fine, and I'll believe you.
I don't think it's fine.
Oh.
I think JJ is having like a montage in her head where it's like, there seems like there's something infected in the cave. The water, and then she sees like rivers flowing, like, and then like it's all like zooming in to the hands, like cold, and she's like, no.
Is there a way now that Camille has stepped in? Is there a way to?
I haven't stepped. It's hands.
Okay, it was hands.
Hands.
It's clarified.
Hands have been placed in
Tess
the, and
is
we've
just so
seen
used to
this.
walking on their hands that
Yeah.
Upside down is a very good way to view the world. Everything looks new and interesting. Hands have been in the water. Is there a way to investigate that reaction that happened?
Possibly. How would you like to do that? Are you going for a snoop here? Are you trying to? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What ability, and why is it attuned?
The thing I am not good at.
Is
Experience.
that your worst stat? Because you'll get XP.
It is. It is.
There you go.
We have the opposite stat blocks.
Mm-hmm.
As we should.
Yin and yang.
Yeah, I'm gonna do attuned.
Go for
don't
it.
worry, double sixes
Let's
you
be
still got
under-
11.
Let me understand the nature of this unnatural thing. I got a 5 and a 6, so
But you could lift your stash and change it. You could go down. It doesn't say that in the book, but I'm just saying if you wanted to fail, it would be far more interesting.
The money
Yeah.
tonight, the money
It's
tonight is huge. How,
It's huge.
Big money.
I rolled 2 ones. I don't think any of you have rolled 1.
I worry that we're mismarketing this game. People will be like, "This is an easy game."
No, don't worry.
Right.
It's back to my roll. You can fail at this. Don't worry. It's easy, actually.
so 10. So 10.
So 10.
That's -1.
It's a mine. Oh my goodness. Okay, so yeah, you discover a clue. What have we got? What would work well here? Some of these clues are excellent. I'm not going to give you this one, but for funsies, I'm going to read you. If I read you it, you're going to want it.
I mean,
You're not having it, but one of the clues here is a small purple toad that recites Shakespeare.
Give me the toad.
I knew you were
Give me the toad.
It's not your clue,
I
Rachel.
need the toad.
and you snoop. If you do a successful snoop in this room, I will give you the toad.
The next time you ask me to paint a scene, there's going to be a toad. A violet toad.
Incredible.
under window breaks.
Okay, how to make this work then?
To be or not to be? That is the question.
Okay. I think the way to make this work to tie the because you've asked for such a specific thing. If I were a smarter person, I would just make up some clues. But that's giving you the answers, and I can't do that. You look at Camille's hands.
They're
And
gone.
they're gone.
I think you mean Camille's flippers.
She's turning into a toad. No. Okay, I'm going to adapt this slightly. I'm going to adapt this.
Famously flip
Steph,
right
don't
down
tell
the
me away.
Head.
You take Camille's hands. You found the torch, didn't you?
The evil torch, we do have it.
Did you
I
find?
fa-
No.
I
No,
found
okay,
it.
you
But
found
if
it.
you're in the front of the cart, it would make sense for you to
Mhm.
have it.
Okay. You've held it at some point. You know, you've passed it around. You know what it felt like to hold that thing crackling full of arcane energy, and now that you hold Camille's hands, it's the same feeling. They are somehow imbued with potential. You don't know how you know that, but you know that. It feels like holding a block of ice for just a little bit too long. It's not uncomfortable, but it just feels wrong. And we'll call that a clue.
I just want to say the chat is full of great Shakespearean toad.
Chat is
and
not the
frog.
boss of me, okay? You are not the boss of me, chat.
I'm just saying it needs to be appreciated. Toad Morrow, Toad Morrow.
Oh god.
Camille's hands feel wrong, but strong.
Mhm.
They feel strange.
Something about this and holding up the flashlight and something about your hands. Me, it's
Do you think
the
you can shoot
energy is
lightning from
weird.
them?
No, maybe I don't know.
Just
The
try
vibe
it
is
like
off.
a bah.
Ah.
Don't point them at me. Ah, that way.
Tess
Oh,
explodes.
sorry.
No.
Add misfortune exploded to your character sheet.
No.
Misfortune in several thousand pieces. No, you don't explode. Nothing happens.
Where is it? I mean, it's obviously weird and possibly bad. Where is it coming from? Water has a source, right? It has to come from somewhere, and it has to flow, and it has to. Where is it coming from?
Can we do a noise check? What was the noises in this room again?
So you've got what was the terminology? Digging? Scrabbling?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Claws
did you say?
digging and a rumbling.
Yes. So the same guttural growling noise that you first heard at the hidden entrance. Both of those sounds are coming from this room. You can only clearly identify that the digging is coming from in the house.
I completely forgot about the house.
I think we. Okay, how are we approaching the house? I can knock on the door, talk, or I think Tess can just shoulder ram it and we bust in.
Don't touch the
I'm not
water. Just
Okay,
in
yeah.
case.
Because maybe they know about the water if there's someone in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a strange place to have a house.
It is.
And a shovel.
It sounds like claws.
Oh, sorry.
Maybe they're trying to bury something.
Okay, so knocking or bursting open.
Does the house have windows?
2 little windows on either side of the little door. It's
Worth
literally like a
looking
picture
for
that a
bashing?
child would draw of a house.
Worth looking before bashing?
Looking before bashing sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose. I guess.
Okay. let's go up and Luce will go up and look through a window.
Sneakily.
Yeah, you trying to be sneaky?
Trying to be cool about it. Trying to just be like
You're definitely snooping.
Don't even worry. Don't even
No, you're right.
notice.
I'm meant to
Going
be
on
here. Roll cool for I'm meant to be here. It's definitely a snoop move. Definitely a snoop move. You're gathering information, whether you're directly looking for a clue or not.
and I can use cool for it.
You can use cool if you really want. How are you doing that? What does that look like narratively?
I think that means that I'm not just like pressing my face up against it.
Okay. All right.
And I'm
go
like
for it.
trying to be subtle.
I'm glad Gask is rolling because Gask rolls bad, so that means I get to do things.
We only have one bit of evidence to that fact. There will not be a second.
Prove them wrong, Gask.
Okay, no. That was only 1 3, and then a 5. So that's 8, and
So that's
then
8.
10. 10! 10!
You did it!
Whoa!
boring
I got
for me.
big money.
Double digit.
Okay. Again, I might have to do an adaptation here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this relatively simple. I'm aware that time is pressing onwards. So, inside you see what is referred to as a delve beast.
Oh no.
These are the strange mutated creatures that the Eries and the Watcher mentioned. Gas, roll me a d4, please.
Oh boy! Good thing I have
Oh boy.
Oh, let me get my dice out. Hang on. The D4s.
You
they
came to a
weren't ready.
TTRPG table without dice. How dare you?
I have them.
Yeah.
They're just not out. Okay, here we go. D4. 3.
3. 1, 2, 3. A 4-headed rodent the size of a dog is in the corner of this house, scrabbling at the walls and floor. Each head has its own crown of bone spurs growing directly out of the skull.
Cool.
It is using
Cool.
its teeth, its head, and its claws to... Oh, that's so beautiful.
Yeah, for your future D4 needs, choose Rune Babel.
And it is worrying something in the corner. It may be eating a meal, it may be tearing something apart for fun, but its giant claws are catching on the walls and floor as it does so. I will say with the 10, it has not seen you yet.
Yeah, Luce turns to the group and is like, they're busy, actually.
Who are?
The
are?
resident, the resident of the building, you know, they're just
Who's the resident of the building?
ROUSs.
a big rat.
I don't think that exists.
It's a big rat, you guys. It's a big rat and has 4 heads.
Oh, and you can see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, that was.
I wish I
silly,
could.
Or you wouldn't describe. Which means it's not an eerie.
Do the Eries look like that to you? They're in the clubhouse. Big rat
No,
with 4 heads.
We should keep the volume at like a 2, maybe.
Roll for volume. No, I'm kidding.
I will give you one more piece of information because that doesn't really count as a clue. On the wall along from where the rat is, you can see something scratched into the stone of the wall. and it's scratched quite deeply and very, very clearly. And it's very, very lucky that you're the person who has noticed this, because this, Luce, is sheet music. There's several bars of music carved into the stone of this house. You don't need to do anything with it because you read music, so you instantly know exactly what that tune sounds like. It's just a very simple melody.
Ba-da-da-da.
Yep, that's it.
Da-da-da-da-da.
You're able to look at it, read it, and know how you would play it and what it would sound like.
It made a killer tune, though. The rat. I don't know how the rat made a killer
It's the
tune.
rat. Maybe it wasn't the rat.
Luce believes it was the rat. that's what Luce believes.
Very, very dexterous, the rats.
So we don't necessarily have to ingratiate ourselves to the rat, right? That's not on the way, it's not on the path, we don't have to say hello.
No.
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 If it's something that you can see that and it looks scary, then it might not be benevolent. It might be nice, but it also might not want to be disturbed by people.
Exactly.
Let's go with that. Let's go with that. And let's go in general.
The water. Can we see where it's coming from? Is it moving?
It does appear to be very slowly, very gently moving. It is drifting toward a wall at the opposite side of where you entered from. Say you entered at 6 o'clock. It kind of appears to be very slowly drifting to 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. That edge of the wall of the cave.
Are there enough rocks for us to jump across to there?
Yeah. I think I might have you roll for it, but yeah. But I will say, I think it's about time that we answered our next question.
Yeah.
So the
Yep.
question is, written somewhere where I can see it, where is the hidden passage in the gut, and how can we open it? I want you to attempt to answer it first, and then I want you to go there.
My hypothesis is the water, and you play a little tune. We're just gonna part the sea.
Okay.
My theory is that we go over to that is there I mean, we've got the spell of opening, which seems like something that would open a passage. I don't know if we need to sing the spell to the tune, or if I need to rest my weird hands against the rock. That all of those things could work in combination with each other. That's 3 clues. If we say the spell to the tune of the song and I put my hands against the wall.
This is a difficulty 2, complexity 2. So I'm not sure if... Let's have a look. This character keeper is so good, by the way. If you use it, if you tick 3, what does it say? Yeah, you add 1. So it's not that you're just cancelling out the complexity. You can lower the difficulty by adding extra clues. However, I will point out that the final question of this curse is a complexity 4.
Yeah. So maybe we don't need my hands.
No.
That's probably bad shit going on with them.
Yeah, fine.
Safe hands.
Okay, so music and what else were we using?
We're gonna sing the spell of opening.
I love that so much, you guys.
Either sing the spell of opening or say the spell of opening while Luce hums the tune underneath.
This is the time for our album.
All right, who's rolling it? You're gonna do 2d6 plus nothing.
I'll do it since I'm humming some music.
Go on, Deuce.
Let's get
Yeah.
ready for some big money.
Big money.
Big
no
money.
lands.
Loose and JJ in the house. Open it.
Yeah, that's
But you can
too
raise the
soon.
sash.
You could
I
raise
can-
Yeah, yeah. Sash up.
Sash. I'm
What hap- what-
sashay.
what
I'm
did you
sash.
roll?
I'm s-
What
I'm
did you
sash-
roll?
She rolled a 4.
The
I
4?
rolled. I've
Oh,
rolled
okay,
a
roll
2 and a 2.
So, what happens is I narrate what happens first, and then you get to lift the
Yeah.
sash. On a miss, not only are you wrong, not only does this not work, your singing draws the attention of the king rat.
Excuse me.
King rat? I think I'm saying that. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Rat king. Rat
Rat
king.
King.
Rat King.
Very nice.
King rat implies monarchy of rats.
There are rat princes.
A rat king's a
Rat
real
dukes.
thing.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah, they sound horrible. So yeah, you begin singing, and perhaps you don't get all the way through because you're out of key. It's too discordant, and this rat king, the screech pierces through the still air of this cave, and before you know it, that scrabbling, that claw, the sound of claws on the stone, is scrabbling towards you.
Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh.
Nuh-uh.
I got a sash. I was
got a
actually gonna
sash.
say like it would be cool if my sash was the strap that I use for my base.
Yes, it would.
So I'm just gonna activate it that way when I have the bass out and humming it. Is this sash of ages or sash of endings?
I believe you get to choose.
Ah,
You lift Spirit Sash. You mark a box next to the Sash of Ages or the Sash of Endings. So you can choose to invoke memories of your character before you join the River Scouts, or you get a dark vision.
Okay. I think I'll go for a Sash of Ages then. And I'll go for my very first one, which is a flashback to a time you trashed your family's garage in frustration after yet another band quit on you.
Ooh, drama.
Yeah. So I think obviously that's self-explanatory what happened, but I think that Luce just had a real hard time making up bands of people because she is a bit too laid back, and when either other people feed off that and they don't get anything done, or people want to get things done and they end up clashing. But I feel like this is coming back to Luce now because they really don't want to mess this up with this group. And they can feel like this is a group that's trying to do stuff and maybe I should try this time. Kind of deal.
Yeah, I know how that works. It doesn't actually change much. You do begin singing and something does go wrong. You're too loud, you're off key, it catches the Rat King's attention. The Rat King does still hear you. It does start careening towards you, screeching this high-pitched wail. But you double down. You try and block it all out and you commit to singing this song the best that you possibly can. You dig deep, you block everything else out, and the melody takes on a life of its own. And just in time, the rock in front of you shifts and flickers and dissipates. And you're all able to run, pull each other, drag each other, push each other through this gap. And as soon as you stop singing, as soon as you're on the other side, the rock slams back into place. And the Rat King is left on the other side, scrabbling at the wall. You find
Good job,
yourself,
guys.
As
you
my
find yourself in the final location of this curse. We've got about 10 minutes to wrap this up. I think we can do it. You have found yourself in a perfectly spherical space. The walls of this cave are polished obsidian. And there in the center of the room, hovering, fully encased in volcanic glass atop a massive stone pillar, is the trinket. At the edges of the purple light in this room, shadows dance and delve beasts play. Your final paint the scene question. How can you tell that the beasts are forced to remain in the shadows whilst here in the soul of the delve?
There are claw marks and bits of discarded hair and things and little bits of keratin that has been like knocked off, like when I find little cat claws in my bed. Like this, yeah, it's not. Yeah, I remember when I first got my cat, I was just like, "Oh, cute," and now I'm like, "Why are they everywhere?" So I think that they are like, as we kind of step through, you can see the kind of marks that have been scored, like in at the peripheries, but as soon as we're all the way in, those disappear, and it's just smooth.
Your final question. What is the trinket and how can you remove it without causing harm? You got complexity 4, which means you need to use at least 2 clues. You have 3. You can just go for it. But you're going to have to include wire cutters, Camille's magic hands, and a magical heavy-duty torch.
I can see how 2 of those things could
One of these things just ain't like the other. Or you can take 5 minutes, snoop around in this room, see what you can learn. I will give you 2 warnings. One is that there are delve beasts here and some of them are dangerous, as you have already witnessed. The other is that there is a malevolent purple light rippling out from this trinket. It is like spy movie laser beams, piercing through the shadows, dotting the walls, and moving through the air.
I suppose it would be a silly question because you said part of the question was, what is the trinket?
Yeah.
I suppose the answer wouldn't be, look at the trinket and see what it is.
I mean, so normally in the curses, the trinket isn't described. Sometimes they are, if it's a very specific thing. But it's one of those things that's meant to be collaborative and sort of you guys paint the scene. You can decide what it is. If you want to just tell me and explain using the clues how you know that, fine. Totally fine. But it's something that the peddler would sell to a caver that he would take into a cave and then leave there. So, one final time, what would you like to do?
I don't know what anyone else, but in my head, it's like one of those little kind of
a piton.
Axes. Is that was the word? That was the word I had in my head. But no, it's like one of those.
Piton is what you put in the wall. So
maybe... yeah. No, I'm thinking of the little
pickaxe?
kind of the little hand axes that Lara Croft uses to climb up walls.
Yeah. I was thinking of those like little clipper thingies, you know, that like you clip on.
Carabiners.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at who's got that plus smarts.
I just thought one of those little hand axes could be cool because it could be kind of in the rock in a kind of fun Arthurian sword in the stone kind of moment.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, we haven't got the answer yet.
We do not.
Okay. So,
by the way, as we've been moving through this passageway and like out into the chamber, into the soul, I've Camille has been like holding their hands like out to the side and has been like jumpy, like and try and like any time because I'm guessing they're somewhere, I don't know, in the middle of the group. Probably Tessa was at the front. Probably Luce was at the back because doing the singing and whatever else. But they're like, any time that like someone behind them like gets too close, they like move their hands, like they're keeping them like as far away from everywhere else and not touching their own butt. Like they've got like a really itchy eye, and they ain't going anywhere near
You've
it.
just got a chili, and if you touch, it's gonna get in your eye and really hurt.
Yeah. Sounds
Okay. I feel like the only way to resolve this. No, I'm just gonna ask. And trust you to make a cool choice. Are you? You say that you're sort of doing this. Are you looking where you're going? Are you looking where you're putting your hands? Or are you just sort of wildly, indiscriminately flailing around?
I'm looking where I'm going, like
Mhm.
following the person in front of me, whether that's Jessie or Tess. But like if I start to catch up, like if I feel like I'm about to go into the back of Jessie or something, I'm just like "Ugh!" and just like moving
Okay.
hands like away, so that there's absolutely
You're only
no chance of
avoiding
touching her.
them.
Yes.
You're not worried about anything else.
The priority is there is something weird on my hands and I don't want to touch anyone.
So as you
What
move into the
cuties.
room, you are still aware of that, and you're still keeping them to one side, but you don't know to avoid anything else. How could you? And so that cool feeling that is still in your hands, every so often, once you enter this room, it suddenly becomes a searing slice of heat and pain. And as you look, you hold your hands out, you can see this purple light from the artifact, from the trinket, as it dots around the room like some eldritch disco ball. Wherever the light crosses your hands, the pain is intense. And you see that chromatic effect from the water ripple across your hands, but with every time that it does, it increases in purple intensity. I need you to roll the Eldritch move right now for me, please.
Big money.
Oh god, that could not have come out of what? Yeah, remember, Gask, how you were saying that no one had rolled a 1 except you? How
Sash it.
about a 1 and a 2?
A 1 and a 2 is a miss. That's a big miss. You can lift a sash, because if you don't, you will watch as that purple glow, after a couple of ripples of light, it's not contained to your hands anymore. It begins to move up your arms, and then it moves up to your shoulders, and then it moves across your chest, and everyone can see this sort of cold purple flame move across Camille's body. And the pain, when it reaches your chest as it spreads into your head, is blinding, and you cannot help but scream. You will be able to clear the misfortune changes coming, because change is here. Your body begins to change. This is the body horror section of this curse. This is what has happened to these creatures. This is what they have come in contact with that has changed them. And as you stand and watch, under the light of this trinket, under the light of the peddler's influence, Camille will change into something monstrous and horrific that is no longer your friend, and you will all be in danger.
Now, Darcy, is that a physical misfortune?
No, it is not. It is eldritch.
Oh, damn it.
The effect is physical.
Safeguards against those.
The effect is physical, but the misfortune itself is not.
Guess we're sash lifting then, ain't we?
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
Because that sounds pretty bad. Hold on. I have so many boxes. I gotta find the sash of boxes. It's up here. I have a flashback to the first time I met my imaginary friend.
Describe that for us then.
So I think that this is happening to Camille. Like the light is sort of starting to go into their wrists and into their forearms, and as this is happening, they get a memory of when they were about 6 or 7. And their parents are antiques dealers and spend a lot of time looking for antiques on the continent to bring back to markets and things. And so Camille mostly lives with their grandparents. And they were playing in the garage one day, like the tiny little gap with like completely stacked shelves everywhere, and chests and lockers and everything everywhere. And I think that they had kind of built themselves a fort all around with bits of antique furniture. And they are playing house, and they open up a little antique pot to be a cooking pot so they can cook dinner for their imagined whatever else. And out of this little pot, a little chameleon fairy eerie pops out their nose. And as Camille is thinking this, and the light is spreading, and the pain is intense, they suddenly realize that a little chameleon fairy has draped a sash across their arms.
Adorable. And so that doesn't happen. That glimpse of the future, that terrifying future that may have happened, is averted by the power of the sash and of the ghost scouts. You get to raise the success level, which means that you do succeed, but there is a complication. And I spent the entire time you were narrating that thinking what the complication would be, and have now promptly forgotten what it was. That's it. You fight back against this with the Eries on your side, and the power of your imagination and the power of friendship. You fight off this eldritch infestation that is threatening all of Clawfoot. You douse the light that is trying to overtake your body, and you push that out with such power of will. You dim all the lights in this room. The purple glow coming from the trinket is gone. But so too is your torch. So too is any ambient light that may have made its way from any other part of the cave. And all 4 of you are in darkness. I'm going to give you 1 shot to uncover some information, and then I'm going to require you to answer this question. What would you like to do?
Do my hands still feel cold, or do they feel...
No, they feel normal again. You have rid yourself of the misfortune and the curse.
And the clue?
You don't get a clue. You don't get a clue for that.
No, but it was a clue, as I'm saying.
You can still
we
utilize...
still use that as a clue. Okay, cool.
The knowledge...
I'm just checking I hadn't shucked a clue.
No, I would not do that to you.
So the playbook move that I chose when we were creating characters is called the hero of my story. So I can imagine myself as a protagonist in an epic story, and once per episode channel one of these characters to help me tackle a challenging situation.
Yes!
So I need to describe the fictional character I want to emulate, then roll with cool. Choose one, and then I choose an effect. So the character that I would like to emulate is one of my favorite, one of JJ's favorite fictional characters, also the favorite of the scout who wore the sash before them. And the protagonist is a teenage girl who's a detective called Nina Drist. She's also a dark elf, because why not? So yeah, I think now JJ is thinking, what would Nina do in this situation? Like, okay, I don't have dark vision, but potentially there's something else that I can rely on. So
Stop
Okay.
playing D&D so people could stop telling me they had dark vision. I can't believe you've brought this into a different game. How dare you?
Well, unfortunately, I rolled what is that? A 6 in total. So that is a miss. Can I lift the sash?
Yep. You absolutely
Okay.
can.
Amazing. So I'm going to miss the sash of ages. When I lift this sash, I'm going to show a flashback showing a hobby that I keep hidden from everyone. Sorry.
Yes, this is what we're here for.
So yeah, okay. JJ's really focusing and thinking, okay, the senses, I don't have my sight, everything smells weird. And then she thinks back to a time where she was really excessively bored and was sat in the clubhouse kind of surrounded by stacks of books, and just for once, because she thought, why not, decided to see if she could practice echolocation to detect how close the stacks of books were to her. So you just see like she's sitting on the floor like hugging her knees, just being like,
absolutely incredible. Oh my
and
goodness.
then she has that zoom out moment again, like and that is what I would like to try and do. Okay, wait, so on a hit I get to choose one thing, so then I would like to gain advantage on all rolls made with an ability of my choice, and that ability will be, which one is echolocation?
Strangely, that isn't a stat built into this game. I don't think it's too late. Rich can change it, and I think that he should. But for now,
I suppose it depends on how you learnt the echolocation. Did you read about it in a book and therefore smarts? Did you practice it and
go down the pub and practice?
Is it smooth because you had to learn how to type
honed
properly?
I definitely. Maybe
Did
it's
you like
being
channel your inner
attuned.
dolphin and it's a tune?
Yeah, because I'm really like trying to tap into like the physicality of the space. Maybe it is smart. I don't know. Oh god, I'm gonna go attuned. I feel like that is the proper narrative way to go.
Okay, so you now gain advantage on attuned rolls.
I would like to echolocate the trinket.
Okay. Okay, go for it.
Just how you expected the night to go, Darcy.
So I've only rolled 2 die, but they're both 6s. So let's just see the first. I'm not even joking. It's 3 6s.
That's the number of beats, though.
You're the best echolocator in the world. Move
You
aside,
become a bat.
dolphins.
The
Rachel-
first horror takes you.
Rachel
become a bat.
is
Incredible.
part bat from now on.
That's canonical. So we're gonna say that was an Eldritch move because that seems correct. Okay, that is a triumph. You know where everything in this room is. You know where your friends are. You can. It's the end of the Dark Knight where Christian Bale can see all of Gotham. You can see this entire cave system.
Yep.
And you know where it is. You can sense the outline of it. You can sense what this item is, and you can sense. I will give you this, mostly in the spirit of wrapping this up, because unfortunately we've gone over. Sorry, gang. You can sense 2 or 3 imperfections in this volcanic glass. You can see how fragile it is, and how a good solid hit would shatter it entirely.
I hit it because no one else can echolocate, right? So should I just punch it?
I mean,
I'll tell you this. Whatever you do now, I don't know why I said that in that voice. You're gonna need to answer the question. It's time. It's time to answer the question.
So does that
Punch
count as a clue? the
We will call
weakness?
that a clue. We will call
Rachel,
that a clue.
punch it. If you get a physical misfortune, like break your hand, I'll sort you out.
Wait, but I still have the heavy duty torch. Can I? Oh, so we need to answer the question. Sorry, what is
Yeah.
the trinket, and how can it be removed without causing harm? Let's say the trinket's the axe thing, pickaxe, pointy thing, and it could be removed without causing harm because it's made of like metal and wood. If we break the crystal, then the axe will be fine, and we just snatch it and get out of it.
Yeah. I think
And
we use the wire
You can
cutters
stab
to
the
hit
wire
this
cutters
thing,
into a
yeah.
gap.
yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna use the wire cutters as like the chisel, and then I'm gonna use the torch as a hammer to hammer it.
Yes,
through.
I love that. If you can somehow use Camille's magic hands as
So,
an
like,
extra clue, you'd be at 4. So far, you're at 3, which is good. You'd be
can we
rolling
say
2d6
there's like
minus
the
1.
tiniest faint glow coming from Camille's hand still to like...
Yeah, I'll allow that. Yeah, I'll allow that 100%. So, a flat 2d6.
Well, I put my hands near it. It makes the crystal glow a little bit because it's the same energy.
You
Same
don't roll
vibe.
with anything, do you? Just roll.
This is just
Okay.
a flat 2d6.
Oh, and I've got an eldritch insight I can also use as well as an extra clue, right?
Thank you.
Which one?
I got an eldritch because we got an eldritch insight.
yeah,
earlier,
yeah,
didn't we?
and we're being told from Rich Hatchling DM.
Oh, if Rich
Use
said it,
it.
you get an extra. So yeah, 2d6 plus 1.
Well, okay, that is a 7.
That does it. Oh,
Really
heck.
good at that.
Thanks, Rich. I think you're wrong. I think they've used that, but whatever.
Thank you, Rich.
So, I'm going to add an unwelcome opportunity. An unwelcome complication, rather. You sprint up to this pedestal. You whip out your items. You hammer one solid thud right in the crack that you have sensed, and the glass shatters. There is an eruption of purple light, sparks and smoke fly up in the air, and for a second this axe hovers, still held in place. And by the time it drops, it realizes that reality has reasserted itself. You're there and you've snatched it away. There is a howl and a screech from every beast in the room, and a sonic pulse goes out throughout the room. And as it hits each of these creatures, they too, in a puff of smoke and purple energy, are transformed back into their regular selves. You feel that pulse continue beyond the walls of this room, out throughout Clawfoot, along the river where it had begun to spread. And things settle. The dust settles. As you look across the room, this darkened room, the light has not come back. You are still in pitch black until an orange glow, an eerily familiar orange glow appears. And like an unwelcome Cheshire cat on the side of the wall, you see burning into the stone a wicked smile and a pair of lidded eyes. The outline glows orange, amber, wicked. And then it is gone. But you know that if you struck your torch, that shape would be carved into the wall, and it would remain there.
So, Darcy,
Sure.
so one of my my Watcher's gift is beast mode, and I can do one thing beyond human limitations. Can I throw a rock and hit him through space? I just want to rack him through the void.
You throw it, and your time, like, it's such a quick instinctual reaction to the appearance of this peddler. You pick the sharpest rock, you launch it, and before this orange glow has dissipated, you catch the eye, just next to the eye. And when you regroup and you recover and you light your torches and you get your bearings, you look up, and in addition to the mark that the peddler had left, there is another shallower but fresher mark next to the eye. And the next time you see him, you know he's going to be sporting that scar.
Yes.
You've left your mark on him. You have thwarted this curse, but the peddler remains at large. You are going to have to confront him one day.
But not
Why,
today.
Yoda?
Not today. We've come to the end of the curse. Thank you so much for sticking with us, everybody. I had so much fun. Apologies that we went over slightly, but we needed to see that through. I
Yeah.
love the way you brought that together. That was absolutely phenomenal. If you'd like to see how it ends, then pick up Cryptid Creeks and Hatchet Games and run this adventure yourself. One small announcement at the end. We have a winner for our dice. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all that it wasn't me.
I'm fuming.
But well done, Fiona. We hope that you'll bring those dice to Dragon Meet at least and show them off to us. Congratulations. Sam will be in touch. Probably give them to you at Dragon Meet, let's be honest.
Yeah, because international postage is expensive.
It is. We're not doing that. So yeah, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for watching. I've been JC Darcy, as they she pronouns. I'm gonna let everybody say goodbye and tell you where you can continue to find them, because you should, because these are all incredibly talented people, and I'm delighted to have shared a table with them. So in the same order as you introduce yourself, starting with Ren. Say goodnight.
Hi, I've been Ren, pronounced they, them, and you can find me at Mask Ren on TikTok and Beast Sky. It's Twitter. It's Twitter. Gask.
Hello, my name is Gaskinator. I use she, her pronouns. You can usually find me scurrying in the dark crevices of whatever. Truly, Darcy just DM'd me out of nowhere, and I was like, yeah. But I did make a Blue Sky, so let's try and get that up and running. It is Gaskinator on Blue Sky, so that's easy to remember. Over Rachel.
Yes, I'm Rachel Williams, or Sci with Rach. Come back and find me here on Science and Sorcery. I'm also on Blue Sky, and I just uninstalled Twitter, so try and catch me over there. But yeah, I'll be around. And over to Lou.
Hi, I'm Lou. I use they, she pronouns, and you can find me all over the internet, like places like Blue Sky, at I am Lou Fryer. I am also a TTRPG writer, editor, and need more work. So please, somebody give me a job. And also, I am part of the UK of the actual play podcast of Dice and Them, which we're just wrapping up our Blaze in the Dark campaign at the moment, and we're going to be starting a new thing very soon that I'm going to be running. So please come and tune in for that. And I'm also on RP Geeks on Friday in our finale of our Daggerheart 4-part series. So come back to RP Geeks and on Twitch and check that out and catch up with the series if you haven't looked at the rest of it already.
The name of the Dice and Them, that pisses me off how good that is.
Oh, Gask, we made it so close to the end without a swear.
No! Lou did one, but we didn't point it out.
Who
I
did
didn't
you
know.
one?
Probably.
You did so great, everybody. Thank you so much. I'm JC Darcy. You can find me. I can't remember my tag, but I am on also Blue Sky. I'm not on Twitter anymore. You can mostly find me at Euphoria. I'm the co-founder there. It is a UK and EU specific TTRPG studio, which I got to launch with my dear friend Ida, who is amazing. We only run games featuring people from the UK and EU, and at this sort of time zone where it is handy and useful, and you don't have to wake up at 4 a.m. Why would anybody do that? Couldn't be me. Come follow us over there. We've got some really cool stuff coming up that we cannot announce yet. The one we did just announce was Vampire the Masquerade. Kindred from 3 different countries. We have people from those countries speaking those languages. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. If you don't want to go over there, what's the matter with you? But I will be back here. You can see me here again on November 12th, running a Discworld one-shot, which is going to be incredible. I'm very excited. Discworld is very, very special to me. I might try and write something original if I have time. I didn't realize it was on the 12th. That's not a lot of time. So I might just run the quick start. We'll see. But that's going to be great. That's a great cast. I get Lou back for that one, and some absolutely phenomenal people. And maybe we should do this again, you guys, because this was great. This is really great. Shout out once again to Hatchling, Rich, and Catherine, who's in the chat. We're so glad that you enjoyed it. Hope your parents enjoyed it. Glad your daughter enjoyed it. I'm definitely going to run more of this because it's such a great system. I have so much fun with it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially long form, I can see how incredible this could be.
Yeah, to have 3 curses active at the same time and be gathering different clues that you can adapt to. I really want to do that. So yeah, go and check out the book. If you backed it on Kickstarter, it'll be arriving soon. If you didn't, then you can go get it at Hatchling Games at their itch page. Catch them at Dragon Meet. I'm pretty sure, yeah, because Kat's working the table. Yeah, go and see them at Dragon Meet and go and pick up their books, all their books, all their games.
Who won the hardback cover from the socials, and was it me?
I don't know, and probably not. I feel like Sam would have mentioned it. Sam, confirm or deny. Haven't done it yet. Check that out on socials. Keep an eye. You could still win. Could still win, Lou. You never know. All right. Thank you so much, everybody.
Damn
We're going
right,
to let you get on with the rest of your evenings. We're going to go and cool down. Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to do the end of session questions and s'mores and dreams, but we'll go and cool down and chat afterwards. And we'll see you next time. Thank you so much, everybody. Take care.